What's going on, fam? Wait a minute, hold on. Turn this down. What's up, y'all? It's all low. Loud. Can y'all hear me? Hope y'all can hear me. What's going on? Listen. Wow, and the wow. This activism stuff is tiring. Trying to have conversations can be tiring, okay? Especially with individuals who are afraid to speak. What's up, Aries? What's going on? Look, I figured I'd have an LGBT house meeting and even invite some people who don't understand because I just got a comment on two of my videos like the past hour from an individual who might be coming through on the channel. I told her that she's more than welcome to come and join the live to have a conversation. You don't sound that good. Hold on. My sound. I'm gonna get my sound good. Hold on one second, y'all. That's why. There we go. Scarlet. There we go. Hello. Hopefully y'all can hear me now. Let me test it. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Bitch, what's going on? Hold on. Let me lead a stream and then come back. Hold on. Cause this shit is ridiculous. What is going on? Hold on 1 second. Can I move myself from the stream? Come on, yo. Hold on. Why is my shit acting slow like this? What is up? You say that's better? Okay, I just wanted to be sure. What's up, Rico? Oh, snap, we got Rico in the house. What's up? Listen. What we're gonna do is we're going to listen to a little bit of the most recent video that Scurv has put out with his guest, who was, I think it's Lizzabitty. That's her name. I joined the live, y'all. I was able to catch a live, and they put my comments up, and they was just trying to destroy everything that I was saying. So at this point, I'm like, look, I just got back from a dope ass motherfucking weekend being around creative ass individuals in this big ass fucking mansion. Okay, living our best life. I was sitting there soaking in the energy of abundance because that's the reality that I'm going to manifest. I was around other people who was also creative, which therefore brought out new business opportunities for me that is pretty good financially. Like things are popping off for me. Like I'm literally manifesting the things that I desire. And now that I'm doing that, all I want to do is turn around and help other people do the exact same thing. So I'm gonna give y'all a rundown because I did a live earlier. I didn't really like it. I was kind of like upset in my feelings. Then I felt like that they was on some bullshit. So I was kind of in my petty energy. But earlier today, as we were leaving this morning, like I said, I caught Scurv's live. And the title of the live was called If It Ain't Natural, It Ain't Right. And there was this big ass picture of Little Nas X with his baby bump. Okay. And they were completely dragging that out. They were looking at it through the lens of fear and then the lens of pain. And they were trying to relate to it in a negative way as opposed for taking it for what it was. There is this agenda that I don't even know. That's why I'm calling the LGBT house meeting. Let me ask you a question. The people that's here, did any of y'all get some sort of shit in the mail from the LGBT association or something? Because maybe I missed it. I don't know. I mean, is we getting discounts like we work at goddamn Ford or Chrysler or something? Are we getting perks and shit? Is that what's happening? Because if it's so, I ain't getting no discount. So I don't understand what this agenda is doing and how it benefits me. Because at the end of the day, you're not talking to white LGBT people. You're talking to LGBT people of color. And I said in my live, the last one, that every time Scurv puts out anything Can y'all hear me? It said my mic was muted. I don't know what the hell going on. Can y'all still hear me? Or do I still sound like trash? See, I should have did this shit off my fucking phone instead of trying to do this shit on my computer. Trying to be professional and shit. Okay. Like I said, okay, here's okay, cool. Like I said, every time he ends up doing a live in reference to L, the G, the B, and the motherfucking T, understand BubzDaGawd is going to be over there. I'm going to keep my foot on his neck when it comes to LGBT because you're speaking ignorant rhetoric. You're over here talking about something as if though you know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't. You're missing one crucial element, sir. You're not gay. So if what you're saying is valid and true, then I guess white people have the right to be able to talk about their experiences of black people and to be validated, right? If that's what you're saying. But when it comes down to our black brothers and sisters, we are still dealing with hurt and pain, and we identify with slavery still. We still identify with the mindset of the ghost of the slave plantation on our minds. That's what the problem is. And instead of learning to love ourselves, so therefore we can love other people and understand other people's intersections in blackness, we continue to bleed out our ignorance on other people. And just like with white supremacy and patriarchy, that is really stemmed out of egotism, out of the lack of self-love, deep insecurity. That shit trickles down from the top to the bottom. So now y'all getting mad at the tops and bottoms wanting to come out and saying they tops and bottoms. Like I said, we might be having a guest come over, an individual that commented on my videos. I told her that she can come over and we can have this conversation. You know, I was called a bully. I was asked, why do I come over to their platforms and all that and spark up stuff over there? It's not that. It's just the fact that, I mean, if we're going to have the conversations, I know you're not going to come to my platform. I know that for a fact. And she told us that we need to stay over where we're at, where they stay where they're at. I'm not gonna keep talking back and forth with each other. That's stupid and that's dumb. That's elementary. We grown as fuck, and there's so much shit happening in reference to blackness right now that is destructive to the black community at large as a whole. So what's happening is that we're not gonna sit here and talk about each other any fucking more like we in high school. What the one girl say? Why every time I leave, you want to be doing this, you want to be talking, but when I come around, you don't want to post up. So I came onto your platform. I came into your territory where you have control. So y'all took my comments and pinned my comments up there so that y'all can continue to control the narrative. Then on top of that, I'm still packing, trying to get this shit out because we got to be out of the Airbnb or whatever at 11. Then I got to motherfucking drive home. So I'm not going to be texting and driving. I just don't do that. So I said, drop the link. Drop the link. Y'all sitting here talking about if it ain't natural and ain't right. And you got Lil Nas X up there. So you're using him as a scapegoat to have the conversation, a broad, generalized conversation about the LGBT community. And all the fuck I did was just say, I heard you bitches was looking for me. So bitch, here I go. I'm here. I'm here now. And here's the funny part. Before this weekend, before this transformative ass, manifesting ass weekend, okay, I said, you know what? I know that Scurv is probably watching some of my content. He ain't gonna watch all of it because it's long as hell, even though his shit be long as hell. But anyway, I said, you know what? He's not gonna reach out to me. He's not going to initiate the first step in having that conversation. So I said, you know what? Let me do this. I went to his most recent video, which I think it was the Homosexual Manifesto, which y'all can check out my commentary on that on my channel, and also check out his too. Because, like I said, my commentary is not to denigrate. I'm not trying to criticize unfairly. I'm not trying to be nasty or a bully. It's just the fact of, my nigga, when you speak wrong shit, you should be corrected. Especially because there are some people in the world who are LGBT who do love themselves and know who they are, and it's not going to let you continue to define them. So anyway, back to the video. I'm there trying to multitask, So I say drop the link. I'm not finna break my fingers. I'm not about to get in a car accident to explain something to y'all because y'all want to continue this bullshit ass narrative. So I said drop the link multiple times. Now, the guest on the show today was this woman by the name of Lizzabitty. Shout out to Lizzabitty. Once again, it's not to denigrate or to disrespect. But at the same time, we got to have clarity here. My black queen, my black sister was saying some ignorant shit. So once again, I pulled up. I'm here on your turf where your supporters believe what you believe. So I'm thinking if there's any person that should be a little bit nervous at all for having this conversation, especially here, should be me because I'm the only one here, but yet I'm here. So I said drop the link multiple times. Lance says, well, Bubs was talking about dropping the link. Should I drop the link, Liz? Do you want to talk to him? And she said, well, I have nothing to say to him. First of all, excuse me, Lance, sir, nigga, this is your channel. I understand that she was your guest or your host for that show, but you were talking as well, and ultimately it is your channel. And since you didn't reply to my comment that I left about having the conversation and reaching out to you and scheduling something, you only liked the comment, but you didn't reply at all, which was very fucking petty. I said, okay, well, when I catch a live, I'm gonna say something. Y'all had the opportunity to have a conversation with somebody who was actually gay. But of course, you're not going to drop the link. Because once again, a lot of y'all identities is so deeply rooted in your insecurities. And if you allow me to speak and have a conversation with me, then a lot of things that you learned and that you thought about LGBT people is going to be questioned. And you're going to question it in your own mind. And you already questioning what's going on with blackness. Well, I'm telling you, there's another intersectionality of blackness that is having that same experience. Because once again, you're not having a conversation, okay? You're not having a conversation with a Karen LGBT person, a Becky with the good hair LGBT person. You're not having a conversation with Brad. You're not having a conversation with Bob. You're not having a conversation with John. Peter, you're not having a conversation with Caucasian America. You're having a conversation with someone who looks like you, where if me and Lance were to go, because he used this analogy before, if me and you was to go into a racist area, they just gonna see that we black. And this whole thing about being black first, we are black first, but it seems like y'all want us to be black only. And I'm sorry, but not sorry. That's not how this is going to work. First of all, y'all bring up nature all the goddamn time. We don't know the totality of God. So for you motherfuckers to sit up here, for y'all to sit up here, sorry, that fire was coming. So for y'all to sit up here and act like y'all got it all together because you've been here longer and all that stuff does not mean that you know what you're talking about. It's a lot of motherfuckers that's been here for a long ass goddamn time, fucking 3 hours older than dirt, and is ignorant as hell when it comes to certain things. So when it comes to LGBT, y'all are ignorant when it comes to that. But see, that's okay. Because like I said, I'm really about community. And I believe that Lance is about community too. I've seen some of his commentary. Once again, I was introduced to Lance and his channel 4 years ago when Conscious TV ended up doing having a conversation and commentary with him. The video is entitled Homos and Hoteps. And I was under the impression that Lance was an individual who was open-minded, who, yeah, he may not understand, but instead of being solidified in that ignorance, he said, you know what, let me at least hear them out. Let me at least hear their side of the story. But see, you couldn't hear our side of a story, and you had to get motherfuckers on the horn to come gang up on motherfuckers because, once again, we were speaking that truth. And that's the motherfucking problem. It's a lot of insecure ass motherfuckers who are dealing with their pain body, who need to motherfucking heal it out and cry it out and go talk to a therapist and get their motherfucking life right. Because once again, there are people in this world who are part of the LGBT community of color who love themselves enough to validate themselves in a world that does not understand them. They ended up taking the power back. Maybe if we actually heal, we can take our power back, as opposed to y'all getting jealous and mad and upset, which you're going to hear. Because we are going to listen to a little bit of Lance Scurv's video. Oh, yes, we are. We are. At least up to the point to where I stopped watching because they started talking about something else which had nothing to do with me. It had something to do with black women. Which I'm glad that black women are having conversations about black women. But when it comes to the L, the G, the B, and the T, also understand that we are going to be here to talk it out. Okay? And as long as BubzDaGawd is breathing, oh yes, I'm gonna be holding motherfuckers accountable, just like I would hope that as I continue to grow in notoriety, to grow in in visibility, and I end up manifesting opportunities that also bring a lot of responsibility. I would hope that if my ass was slipping or doing something wrong, that somebody would love me enough to say, "Hey, bro, wait a minute, let's talk about this." But my thing is, come with fact though. And let me tell you something about BubzDaGawd. I gotta be with me for the rest of my life. So if it's one motherfucker that I'm gonna always look out for and be connected and attuned to, it's that me. Self-love is the best motherfucking love. And y'all need to be glad that there's other motherfuckers out here in the world that are trying to have conversations with y'all ignorant asses, as opposed to just letting y'all fall victim to your own devices. Because y'all sitting here talking about LGBT people destroying the black family and the black community. But when I look outside my house, in reality, not this false ass narrative that y'all creating, that y'all low key want to manifest so y'all can be right about something for once. Bitch, let me stop. Let me stop, cause I'm gonna start reading, and when I read, I don't read just from a petty ass place, bitch. I read bitches' souls, bitch, the spirit of discernment. Cause like I said before, I don't see motherfucking niggas out here that's gay as fuck, shooting, killing, selling drugs to the community, being menaces to society, having motherfuckers in the community scared. But just because that's your nephew and your cousin, well, they black, they black, they black, they black, they black. What's up, L Teddy? They black, they black, they black, they black. Yeah, they black, but also guess what? They black and fucking shit up. Motherfuckers talking about free Mook Mook nigga, and Mook Mook done killed 4 people, bitch, and 3 of them was innocent. And they ain't even killed the goddamn person that he was trying to kill, bitch. You talk about free him. Bitch, yes, free this nigga off a cliff. Got a whole motherfucking real life ass pedophiles, not pedophiles who think in the LGBT, but real life ass uncles and shit that y'all be having at the goddamn Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner, family functions and shit, talking about, oh well, if Uncle so and so show you something, come get me. Had a motherfucker looking at the person he victimizing across from the goddamn table, but as soon as Lil Junior said that he gay, oh Lord, the whole family tree is destroyed. Oh my God, the whole legacy that we have created has been now tainted because of your shit. Bitch, maybe the fact of his existence is to help be able to break up this fucking cycle of dysfunction in this goddamn house. Because black people at large is synonymous with sweeping shit under the motherfucking rug. When you hoes get roaches and get all this shit, bitch, I didn't bring them how they was here. Because you don't want to do the work, biatch. But anyway, let me shut up. We're going to get to this video. Hold on one second, y'all. Hopefully y'all be able to hear it. If not, I'm gonna have to play it off of my surround sound. Cause I got my PS4 on playing this vibrational music in the background. Look, I got a comment. She responded. Oh, okay. Of course she didn't respond it. She ain't responded. She ain't responded. I hope she come through. Cause my thing is, just don't leave shit on my goddamn videos. If I'm live and I'm telling you I'm live, come see me. I understand your ass may be busy at the moment, but you can still come see me. We can still talk. I'm gonna be here for a minute because we about to we about to dissect this land Scurv thing real quick. If it ain't natural, it ain't right. If it ain't natural, it ain't right. That nigga don't want to come back, so I guess that's natural too. So I guess you gotta accept that as well. You know. I guess you gotta accept the fact that naturally Mookie ass is going to jail for killing that nigga. I guess that's natural too. Since we're talking about natural. Okay. Anyway, the video I'm watching, again, if it ain't natural, it ain't right. And that's from Lizzabitty. That's what she said. Our sister in blackness. Even though her viewpoint is obscure when it comes to LGBT, she's still our sister and we still love her. And when you really love somebody for real, you willing to challenge their ass on what's going on out of love. So we gonna watch the. Let me cut this down some. Hold on. Thank y'all for still sticking in. I know my viewers should be low, but that's right now. Cause pretty soon shit gonna pop off. I know it is. But I just want to do this activism work because it was done for me and I'm gonna do it for other people. That's what real community is about. So anyway, we're gonna watch the video. Let me click this up. Hold on. Let me cut this up some. Can I? Gotta cut this up. Can y'all hear this music? Because that's his intro music. If y'all can hear the intro music, then we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna skip to the commentary part. If not, then what's gonna happen is that I'm going to play it on my PS4. So let me look at the comments real quick. Rico the Brat came through. Appreciate another metaphysical person in the community that y'all need to go ahead and follow. You said you can hear a little. Okay, so we're gonna have to put on my PS4. That's what we're gonna have to do. Hold on. This fucking old ass computer chair. Y'all gonna hear all type of noises, shit. Monica's love 900. Hi, Monica. How are you? I hope all is well with you. Y'all welcome, Monica Loves. Okay. Yes, for the loves. I'm about to pull up this video. Y'all can also leave stuff in the comments. I will be looking at the comment section as well. But we're gonna have a conversation. We're gonna talk. I'm good, baby. How are you? I'm good. We're about to have a difficult conversation. Like I said, talking about blackness and queerness and the intersections. There's a channel by the name of Scurv who, like I said, I don't denigrate the brother. I don't criticize unfairly. Like, I can give this nigga his roses. He has been doing things for the black community. He's been having different types of conversation about blackness. And I understand that he has conversations about the nuclear black family because that's where his energy is. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, I think that we still need to also have conversations about other people's intersections as well under blackness. So I tried to reach out to him, and I think there's fear there. There's fear. People don't want to have the real ass conversation. But I mean, we're going to have it regardless because we're entering into what is known as the age of Aquarius. Which means a lot of changes are happening, and it's better to just walk in your truth now because whatever you got in the dark is about to be exposed. It's about to be this big bright ass light that's gonna shed light on everything, and it's low-key happening now. So it's like, now let's learn to love each other. Let's learn to uplift and encourage and inspire each other now. Like, as far as blackness is concerned, there's a lot of shit going on, and we still have a lot of work to do. Like, our ancestors been doing a lot of shit to get us to where we are. Like, these individuals didn't know that BubzDaGawd was going to exist around this time and to be doing this video in 2021. We have surpassed some of their wildest dreams. But the other generation behind us is supposed to do better and be smarter and be more aware than us. And that's what's happening. Like, black people have the opportunity to live now. And now we're in the information age, which information is information. You get to create and manifest your own reality. You decide what you want to happen. And my thing is, there's people that's doing that, and it seems like it's a bunch of other people who are very insecure and they feel jealous and they feel like they can't do it. But if they actually take the time to sit down and talk to these people who are actually living their best lives, then maybe, just maybe, there will be a gray area of understanding that benefits both parties, where both parties can celebrate each other. And therefore, the lines of division that is destructive can finally be removed, and we can actually be unified in blackness, because we don't even know what blackness is now. We think we have this monolithic view of blackness, but it's so fucking obscure. If we're talking about blackness and the color of the skin and of black, we have to find a way to be able to come together under the unity of blackness. And this superiority, oh wow, I can't even talk. This superiority bullshit that's going on, this elitism that a lot of these Pan-African Hotep individuals want to turn around and do to others what was done to them, I'm not with that. I'm about love, because love is transformative. But you have to love yourself first before you can even see the redemptive qualities in other people. Because here it was, like I said, I had the opportunity to catch one of Lance's lives, to actually have that conversation right then and right there. I asked him to drop the link multiple times, and he did not drop the link. He didn't drop the link. What are you afraid of? If what I'm saying is false and what you're saying is true, wouldn't this be an opportunity to help the black gay man who is this token Negro, as you call, who is under this spell and being used, for you to now have the opportunity to talk to me and make it personal so that you can help me, right? Isn't that the purpose? To help me understand? Because I'm the one that's under this influence, right? I'm the one that is brainwashed, right? I am the one that is a sexual deviant, right? I am the one that's coming after your children, right? I am the one that is pushing this shit and shoving it in your throat, right? I'm the one. So my thing is, why not help me understand? Because I'm a real ass nigga. If I do something wrong, I know how to be able to call myself out because the universe gonna get me. I know how karma work, and that motherfucker cold blooded, bitch. At this fucking point, bitch, I'm like Tyrese Ho. What else do you want from me, bitch? Let me know so I can live my best life, because I'm tired of not living my best life. But again, they failed at that. So to me, it's like, okay, well, since you want to be like that, every single time you upload a LGBT video, every time you open your mouth and the words gay, lesbian, trans, bisexual, intersex, agenda, anything dealing with this whole broad generalization around queerness, understand that BubzDaGawd is going to be there. Understand that I just got 20 more free hours that I got on StreamYard. What's up, Simply Deep? What's going on? I'm looking at the comments. I promise I will. I'm just on the flow right now. We're gonna get to the video. But I mean, like, I could be saying all of this to him right now. We could be having a conversation about this right now. Like, we could have been talking. We could have been finding the intersections. We could have been finding the gray area. And then on top of that, so many other people are going to watch that video in the future and have those seeds planted of love and inclusion. See, they looking at it from a form, um, they're looking at it from the lens of a insecure aspect. They feel like they're not enough. Well, I think I heard someone saying we might hear in the video, depending how long it is, because it's 2 hours. We ain't doing 2 hours. We're going to do like maybe 30, 45 minutes up to the point to where my ass leave. Okay. But I think they said something like, well, y'all get rights and then someone like me and da 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 da. But it's like, excuse me, ma'am, we are still black. Like, I think y'all forgetting that part. Y'all, like I said, y'all want us to be black only, and that's not the case. There's a dualistic experience here. I am a black, same gender loving man, and I'm both of those things at the same time. I'm simultaneously those things. Okay? So understand, I'm going to speak from my experience. And if you really want to play the Pan Olympics, I mean, we can play the game. It's not going to solve anything. It's not going to really solve anything. But if you want to go to that point, we can. Because let me explain something to you. According to the narrative of the Bible with Jesus Christ, before that nigga ascended and went to heaven, for 3 days, that nigga was in hell, bitch. That shows the totality of God's love, universe's love for you, letting you know symbolically, okay, that no matter where you are in your life, you can be in hell. God will meet you there. Source will meet you there. There is always redemption, even in hell. Even and the reason why it's so dark in hell is because it's devoid of light, it's devoid of love. It is, the vibration is so dense in reference to that lack of self-love, to where it becomes hatred. That love can still be implemented and transform. I mean, we can simply see this. How many of y'all be on Facebook and y'all be seeing these goddamn videos of these animals looking fucked up, dusty as hell, skin falling off, lesions, big ass bugs on them and shit, bitches missing eyes, whole jaw left, bitch, motherfucker sliding across because they can't walk no goddamn more. And somebody saw the God in them and saw them for who they really are, despite the outward appearance. and through love was able to help transform them goddamn dogs to where them dogs went from looking like Bootsy badass, looking all like a dry piece of goddamn jerky and shit, bitch, looking like a mummified corpse, to a big old fat healthy ass goddamn dog that's living its best life simply through love. And if animals who are part of nature, they don't get out of nature, even when they're out of sync, love brings them back in. And some things in nature are in perfect peace, which gives us the demonstration of how we should love ourselves. And if these animals can be provided for by the universe, so can we. We can be provided too because we are from the earth. What's up, Aaron? But look, I'm just tired of motherfucking jealous ass, insecure ass hoes. Like, bitch, move out the fucking way, girl. If you can't fucking run, hoe, and you need a fucking a wheelchair, you need a goddamn cane, you need a walker, bitch, you need a hover around, you need some sort of scooter, some sort of electronic thing to help your ass go forward. Let us know so we can accommodate you. But I'm not finna slow down, bitch, to help your ass, and you don't want to help your goddamn self. Cause I still have to run my own individual race. Because I came in this hole by myself. I'm gonna leave this hole by myself. So trust me, BubzDaGawd is going to enjoy the totality of my reality. And it took me 30 years to get here, even though I don't look 30, praise the Lord. But it took me 30 years to get here. I've already lived my experience of living in the closet, being insecure, being on the down low, having self-hatred, suicidal thoughts, ideations, dealing with depressions, motherfuckers beating my ass, jumping me, my parents not understanding me being heavily rooted in religion, bitch, and understanding how the church felt about that. Of course, motherfuckers wanted to leave, bitch. I'm not even talking about you, Aaron. I'm talking about me, bitch. See, Aaron, ain't nobody even talking. I'm talking about something else. You bring your ass. Now, I can talk about you if you want. Cause you know on BubzDaGawd, we go all over the goddamn place. There's so much shit to touch on, bitch. And your big ass coming in with your equator ass waist, bitch, then moved over and then shifted my goddamn topics, bitch. So now I have to literally address the elephant in the room, girl. How you doing? I look about 45, girl. If I look like 45, what the fuck do you look like, bitch? Bitch, and any hoe that got extra meat on top of her head to store goddamn Snickers and Twix, bitch, don't have nothing to say to me, okay? Praise the Lord. Y'all, shout out to Aaron. I love Aaron. Aaron is my brother. Like, y'all don't understand. Aaronism. I love Aaron. Like, Aaron is like literally like my little big brother. Like, and I'm so proud of him. This nigga motherfucking gaining his confidence, not giving a fuck, bitch. All that shit. Bitch. And I was gonna say something, but I ain't gonna be shady. Cause if that bitch come over here and start talking shit, bitch, understand, girl, that bitch will be looking for me. She will be trying to contact the cartel, not to look for her father, girl, but to look for a motherfucker to take me out, bitch. Catch that tea. Anyway, let's get to this goddamn video. I've been talking for 30-some minutes, y'all. Once again, we might have somebody come through because, like I said, they left a comment on my video, and I told them that they're more than welcome to come. That I was doing a live, so if they come through, what we're going to do is we're going to respect them. There will be no disrespect. I don't listen. I know how to handle myself, okay? But we will respect people, also ask questions. And if she decides to come on live with me, that would be awesome too. Because I would love to talk to her. I want to talk to somebody in the goddamn conscious community so that we can actually have the conversation. And God might be using her ass to be that bridge to have that conversation. So if she come through, that's awesome. If she don't come through, that's it. Who is this person? She commented on my last two videos in reference to Lance Scurv. One of them is the homosexual manifesto, which I encourage y'all to go listen to. These motherfuckers are over here using a goddamn manuscript manifesto that can't even be verified, bitch. Talking about, oh, it's just I can't verify the validity of this manifesto, but it was on some reputable websites. And then when I typed the shit in Google, bitch, I went on a goddamn website to where there's probably a motherfucker over in Ghana, Africa, that has my social security now because it was on a non-secure site, bitch. Girl, it could be some motherfuckers who are doing some Illuminati Red Room shit that's outside my house ready to kidnap me, girl, because I clinked on that shit for the homosexual manifesto. And it was complete bullshit. I'm like, girl, one of you hoes wrote this. One of you hoes wrote this. Like, bitch, girl, girl, what? Y'all niggas that desperate, girl. Y'all so insecure that y'all willing to believe this shit. No wonder we can't get the fuck out the hole, girl. There's something psychological happening here, bitch. Delusions or illusions or delusions of grandeur, bitch. Whatever one it is, bitch. It's like, girl, what is this? So anyway, let me go ahead and type this in, y'all. Lance Scurv. Lance Scurv. Oh, Lance Scurv. Her Lance Scurv. Okay, here we go. Oh, Jesus, be offense. I done ate an edible, so my ass is on it. I'm gonna cut this up some more, and I want y'all to let me know what y'all think. Hold on. Can y'all hear that? Can y'all hear that? Let me skip to some talking. I like that song. Okay.
Talk to me, sister.
Can you hear them?
Growing, and they want to hear what you have to say.
I'm gonna have to do it like this.
Thank you for having me as usual on our bi-weekly discussion.
I know y'all can hear that now.
Yes.
And I want
Because now I gotta stand up and shit.
Even with just the topic, and you talking about
you can okay, awesome.
Nature and how it exists, and
you're talking about nature, y'all.
To have nature. I want my people,
her people,
and the people who are on the right side,
and the people who are on the right side
to get on board.
To get on board.
We have to champion natural.
They're championing natural
order of us procreating and basically having new life in the form of humans.
Mm-hmm.
Because what's happening,
girl? Tell us.
And I know you did a show on Dave Chappelle.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. What's happening,
Liz? Tell us.
These folks are trying to destroy.
It's clear below. Order. Okay, shit. How I'm gonna do this, Jesus? Because a part of me about to do some trap shit and take this goddamn shit out. Y'all hold on one second. I'm gonna mute my microphone. Hold on. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. Hold on. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me still? Do I sound clear? Testing, 1, 2, 3 on these niggas, on these hoes. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me back there? Yes, because I'm holding this shit like I'm a goddamn host at the Showtime at the Apollo, bitch. Because I'm going to have to hold this shit up to the speaker. Let me look at some of these comments before we go in the video, y'all. Because I want y'all to hear what Sister Liz, because Sister Liz is saying that, bitch, listen, girl, if it ain't natural, bitch, if you ain't naturally sticking your thang-a-lang in the slit between the legs, girl, if you're not using that dick, bitch, to help bring forth new life, if you're not having sex solely for procreation, to bring in black people in the world, bring them in but not even help them, bring them in but not even talk to them, bring them in and not even really understand them, just bring them into the world to be used as fucking pawns and to be used to be disposable, just like a lot of our black brothers and sisters' lives have been recently, bitch, disposable. How many motherfuckers have been shot and killed by their own motherfucker that look like them? But y'all don't want to talk about that, girl, because it involves your ass. I mean, you part of the community, right? So yeah. Look at these comments. Let's see. Aquarius gang, sometimes people just need criticism, and if they can't take it, says everything. Exactly. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to be on his neck until we have the conversation. Now, listen. Now, once he invites me on to have the conversation, after I sat and talked to him and said everything that I need to say in reference to sexuality, and they still don't get it, I'm going to be done. Because once again, I'm not just doing this video simply for them. Because I know some motherfuckers, it's just the awareness and the open-mindedness is just too much for them. It's too much of a leap for some people. Some people have to gradually get there, and that's understandable. But there might be people who end up watching this later on in the week, in the month, in the year, in the years to come, who's going to come across that video, and it's probably going to challenge them. See, once again, I look at the bigger fucking picture, and I'm short, so I naturally bring ladders and shit. You not because Lance used this analogy as far as, well, a lot of people have their nose up to the picture. They can't see the complete picture. But when you back up, you can start seeing the picture. Yeah, you're looking at the picture still, but you also have to elevate in a sense so you can look at what's behind the picture. Because if all you can see is the picture, you're still limited in that view only because you just see the picture. Now, once you can see the picture, accept the picture is there, and then look past the picture is when you start working on some spiritual, metaphysical shit. Okay, and y'all need that balance. And let me tell you something, the gays is going to come to bring it, because there are some gifts and qualities that we have that y'all don't have. Just like y'all throw up the fact that y'all can come together and procreate. Yes, 2 men and 2 women can't come together and procreate. We know this. We can still have kids, but not in the conventional method. But as far as spiritually, there has always been reverence for LGBT plus people. Even if you look at the Native American community, who is spiritual, okay, who also understands Mother Nature and Mother Earth, just like Africans did, okay, they were honoring and celebrating two-spirited people because they had certain insights that heterosexual people didn't have. But because they also knew that heterosexuality also had a function in this world, and they accepted that, they were able to love themselves enough to be able to understand that there are other people's experiences that is accepted too. The fact that they're here, the fact that they manifested in this fucking planet, on this fucking earth, shows that they have a right to be here. Because if it wasn't natural, my black gay ass, who had a whole mother, who had a mother and father who still together since when they laid down and did what they did, I'm about to throw up just thinking about it. It's nasty as fuck. Ugh. But even when they was doing that, girl, still love me up to this day, and I'm blessed and thankful to have both of them in my life still, because they can die tomorrow. That's a possibility. But the love that they gave me, especially through their journey of trying to understand that their child, their son and daughter, is part of the community, because my sister lesbian, and we living our best life. Got a whole, me and my sister living together, bitch. The house is basically ours, girl. I don't have financial troubles like I used to. I'm living my very comfortable best life, and I manifested that. So I'm speaking from an experience of coming from a healed, complete, whole household, coming from a nuclear family that you're saying that we're destroying. I came from that. You're absolutely right. I understand that. But at the same time, I realize that's not the only reality. So anyway, let me look at these comments. Hold on. I just keep talking. Once you open your heart and spread love, you will unlock multiple doors. Exactly. Because when you love yourself, that means you include yourself. And the universe is going to say, okay, well, cool. Simply Deep says you might need to do a call in his show where you can use a phone if they do a show. We're going to see. Because simply, like I said, today I ended up going to his live, and I ended up saying drop the link multiple times. Drop the link, drop the link, drop the link. He didn't drop the link. It's like, I was here. We can talk. Like, we could have had the conversation. You could have gave me the phone number and say, hey, look, call in. Let's talk, bruh. But you didn't do that. So I'm like, I'm only going to do as much as I can. I ain't about to overextend myself. Like, I'm going to do what I can do on my channel. And then once he decides he's ready to talk, then we can do that. Until then, I'm keep saying what I'm saying. How's your night going so far, bro? My night's going pretty cool. I ate this edible. I am feeling good. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, spark your wood up. Will from her voice. You short leave it to Beaver ass nigga. Bitch, what? What'd you say, ho? No. Stand on the dresser, then maybe we can hear you. Well, maybe if your fat ass stops swallowing the sound, girl, you'll be able to hear me better, girl. Maybe if you didn't train your ears to help swallow food too, bitch, and reversing the natural order of hearing, bitch, to accompany the food you want to take in, then maybe you'll be able to hear me, bitch. Maybe if you stop daydreaming about Twinkies, ho, maybe you can come back to reality and hear me. Praise him. I can't even call her sis. I can read her energy just off her voice, and she's just full of shit, and she's just a lost cause. I ain't gonna say she, like I said, there are people that are hurting, and our job as far as spiritual people is to come through and help people who are hurting. But at the same time, we got to deal with their level of ego, because some motherfuckers gonna be egoic, And at the same time, motherfuckers be thinking that Jesus was all peaceful and shit. He didn't fight. He didn't cuss. He did all that shit. He spent a lot of his time going down to the temples and arguing down with the Pharisees and Sadducees, getting them all the way together, speaking that truth to where these niggas had to kill him. But I mean, when you sit out here, and like I said, that light coming. So when you sit out here and you trying motherfuckers, don't get mad when a motherfucker pull up. Because there's some motherfuckers who really about that life. Like, okay, bitch, girl, what's going on? And then I had a comment where they said, well, stop coming over to our platform. You're a bully. Stop coming over to our platform and messing with us. Stay with your people. Hell no. No. Because whenever my gay ass step outside my house, well, I have more of a masculine appearance, so I can blend in. But if I leave my motherfucking house and I'm holding my boyfriend's hand, oh, y'all about to go crazy. Y'all acting like I done told this nigga to give me head right outside of a damn school or something. I'm just holding a nigga hand. It's like y'all insecurity is gonna have to stop. And there are people in this world who are gonna tell your ass stop. And if you don't want to get up off my ass, don't get mad when this repercussion come your way. It is what it is. Y'all gonna stop picking on people. You're feeling some type of way because you can't discriminate like you used to. Because when you discriminate, you blow off steam that's happening in your goddamn life that you ain't motherfucking dealing with and putting it on somebody else. Well, bitch, I done lived my life, my whole goddamn life. It's my whole life, but a big part of my life, a big ass chunk of my life, living like that, living in a lie to make other people comfortable. I mean, living in my lie to make people comfortable. Fuck all that, bitch. Excuse me? Fuck all that. I'm about to live my best life. And if you can't see it, you can't see it. Don't mean that it ain't real and that I don't see it. But anyway, let me get to this goddamn video. Anyway, here we go. Let's listen, y'all.
To break it down. Sister Lizzabitty, I can't see your face today, but I feel your spirit. I'm kind of hiding behind the banner, but we're still going to drop it like it's real, as it's real. Talk to me, sister.
Talk to us.
The chat room is growing.
Talk to us.
And they want to hear what you have to say.
Let's hear what you got to say, y'all. Listen.
Well, thank you for having me, as usual, on our bi-weekly discussion.
Yes.
And I want to say, even with just the topic, and you talking about nature and how it exists, and
nature and how it exists, y'all.
Having to have nature. I want my people,
her people,
and the people who are on the right side,
people who are on the right side, girl,
to get on board and understand something. We have to champion natural order of us procreating and basically having new life in the form of humans. Because what's happening is, and I know you did a show on Dave Chappelle, excuse me, what's happening is these folks are trying to destroy the natural order of a man and a woman getting
what's going on?
And making an offspring. As if to say that is not natural, when we all know that if it wasn't for the man and the woman, how would they have gotten here? You had to be created in a womb. Now, rest assured, we understand that technology, as I've said before, and you've heard me say it, Lance, technology has benefits and it also has curses. We know about the wombs that are being created in the lab, and we know about this issue with organ harvesting and them, women coming up missing for their uteruses, and then they're trying to supplant that and put it elsewhere to see if it's viable for that to be basically a host for children. And the only way we can fight this monster, the only way to fight and win this fight is if we champion nature, period. You have got to champion nature. Otherwise, we're going to lose. We're going to lose. I came from a woman.
Girl, let's pause right there. Because she said a lot. She said a lot. Do y'all hear anything? I'm still lost on what this has to do with LGBT. I'm still lost. Y'all trying to equate something to LGBT that does not exist or that doesn't make sense. And once again, when I came onto the live, I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, can you please drop the link, Sir Lance? Can you please drop the link so that I can understand what's going on?" Because y'all talking about this fucking twisted ass fantasy, this pseudo ass fantasy about what's going on, and let's talk about these wombs, okay? So let's say scientifically speaking, because they might be, and I feel like they might be doing, I don't know. Scientifically, they're trying to create artificial wombs. You automatically apply that to trans women trying to be quote unquote women. What about the women who are barren? What about the women who don't have the ability to produce children and they're still cisgendered females? Do they not have a right to be able to have an experience to carry a child as well? Or because God hasn't allowed them to have the reproductive power, then she can't have children. Excuse me? Once again, there is a viewpoint, but it's not the only viewpoint. There are some people who have very limited viewpoints, and if you want your viewpoint to be low, that's fine. There's a lot of motherfuckers that aim low because it's safe. There are some motherfuckers who take a risk and aim higher and then end up getting a bigger reward because they believed in themselves. And even if they came out with these artificial wombs, what is that going to do about population control? Excuse me, black people out here fucking. They fucking. And they're not fucking to have children. They're fucking because it feels good. They're having sex because it feels wonderful. So much to the point that when now it comes time to actually be daddy, they was calling the motherfucker daddy. And then look what happened. Oh, girl, little girl didn't been manifested. Now it's daddy. Now all of a sudden it's a problem and an issue because you didn't have babies with this crazy ass woman. And now you feel stuck. There are some women who are using children as a way to get back at their nigga and to be able to get money from his ass. Don't even care about the children. You got other people out here that's got other people raising their goddamn kids. Excuse me, y'all laid down and had kids. What are you talking about? I'm gonna need for y'all to go ahead and take accountability for being a parent as well. Stop trying to find these other alternate routes of understanding and actually stick to what we're talking about here. But anyway, let's go forward, y'all.
It doesn't matter if I came via C-section or through the natural birth canal.
Right.
The person that carried me was a woman. So all this gender identity as it pertains to us, no, we're going to champion the natural order of things. You know, I've also said on your show, Lance, as well, is that there's only a little, in terms of humans and how she tries to control nature, you can't control her. What you do is you manipulate her because in the end, nature is going to win. However, the propaganda that's going on is an us versus them, meaning us natural folks versus everyone else. No, we have got to champion this fight. So any of you content creators who are out here and you watching this video, we need to all join together and fight for the procreation of our families. That's what we have to do.
Girl, what
That's
the
what
fuck?
we have to do.
What?
Even
What?
with the picture sitting up here and this boy, excuse me, using this as, you know, a play on our own psyche, saying he's giving birth, but it's actually to an album.
12
This is
here.
hypocrisy. Like,
Echo.
is this what you want? Is this what you want? You want to show men who are giving birth. And is that natural? Of course it's not natural.
Girl, why is you taking this so motherfucking seriously is the question I'm asking. Girl, why are you taking it out of context? Did he really give birth to a child? No. But y'all do throw that up in LGBT people's face. And all he said was, bitch, don't get mad when I throw the shit you say about me back at you, girl. I mean, you said this. You said this. And now what that did is that triggered you. It triggered your ego. It triggered your insecurity. So now you feel some type of way. That seems like a personal problem. And what you're not finna do is bleed out your personal problems onto other people because of your ignorance. This is a fucking dude who actually was trolling. Because here's the thing about LGBT. Y'all want, and they're gonna say it in the video as we go further. They want LGBT people to go back in the closet. Do what you do behind closed doors. We're not talking about sex. I'm talking about my life experience. I'm talking about me being able to go out into the world and to be able to live my life however I want to. Because you don't understand. The fact that I'm holding a nigga hand, you automatically go to sex. I'm just holding this nigga hand, girl. I'm just flirting with this nigga, girl. If a nigga walked past and got on some tight clothing that's deemed feminine, why is that a problem? Are you mad because you wish you had the body that he had to wear those tight ass pants? If you can see it from the front, wait till you see it from the back. Is that the problem? Because I promise, if some of you motherfuckers go onto Weight Watchers right now and you get down to a certain size like you did back in high school, y'all would be wearing the shit too. You can't be mad if the body ain't what it used to be. Put the hog mogs down, put the goddamn collard greens down. Fried chicken, macaroni and cheese. Push away from the table. Okay. Let's continue with the rhetoric. Help us, Lord.
In the event that science comes through, Lance, and becomes, let's say, surprisingly good at creating these fake uteruses, fallopian tubes, etc., there's going to be a curse that comes out of that, because again, as I said,
no, we don't wish her. We don't wish no violence on her. We gonna get her ass through intellect.
She's going to fight you back. She's going to fight back, and she's going to win. So, in the event they have a successful technology of.
So you over here building your whole argument off of something that hasn't even been manifested yet, girl. What's going on? They haven't even had the first successful one for you to even open your mouth and really speak on it. And once again, it's not just for LGBT or an insult against natural women, because your reproductive right is not being taken away just because they have something that is technological that can simulate what's going on. And let me explain something to you. If nature didn't want it to be here, nature don't need your help. Okay? Human beings are still learning about nature. Because of technological advances, we know more about shit than we did before when you was growing up. Because wasn't y'all getting color TVs and shit back then? We didn't upgrade it from the analog, and now we're onto some digital stuff. And see, it's so funny y'all talk about technology until you need technology in your life that benefits you. Let something happen to your ass and you get fucked up and gotta go to the hospital or something. You're gonna be praising Jesus, white Jesus, all of them, all that shit. If somebody was to use a machine that could be able to help you, that was less invasive, less recovery time, and actually fix the fucking problem. So it's funny that y'all talk about nature and all this stuff, but once again, your limited view of nature does not mean that's the totality of nature, ma'am. I know you've been here longer and y'all gonna throw up age in this goddamn commentary, but that really don't mean shit. Because the newer generation is gonna always come through and be smarter. It's gonna be motherfuckers that come behind me that's gonna be smarter than me. That's the point. Isn't that the hope and the dream of the slave, for the manifestation of the slave to be free? And to, in the words of Beyonce, find our way back, bitch. I ain't calling you bitch. I'm just gay. I say bitch a lot. That's one of my lingo words. So don't, oh, you call me a bitch. No, you got to piss me off for me to call you one. And I will let you know that I'm going to call you one before I call you one. I'm at least that respectful. Anyway, back to the damn live. Lord, I want to roll up a blunt too. What was the name say? Hold on. See, if we did more of this, see, and this is what I'm talking about. If we learn to hit the blunt and relax and smoke some weed or eat an edible or something and talk, I guarantee you the conversation will be so different. I guarantee you the conversation will be so different. Motherfuckers' inhibitions and all that ego shit will be going down the motherfucking drain. Niggas will be more open-minded and receptive because they're in a higher vibration. That's why they call it high. Bitch, I'd rather be high off of motherfucking weed from the earth. A lot of motherfuckers be on that motherfucking crack shit. Crack is cheap. Crack is whack. All that type of shit. If motherfuckers rolled up and sparked and talked, trust me. Because I ain't gonna lie, the hippies, they was onto something. Even though them niggas was doing some nasty shit. Okay? You can't be spreading shit around. But at the same time, as far as the idea of freedom and a utopia where everybody comes together in love, that is something that can happen right now because love, once again, transforms everything. Love covers a multitude of sins. I forgot what the scripture says, and I don't believe in organized religion, but there is some truth to the Bible. And it's also about the way you interpret it, too, because everything that you read benefits you in a way if you know how to look for it. It says something along the lines of, I can have all knowledge, I can have all power and all influence, but if I do not have love, I don't have nothing. Because love is your connection to God. Love is your connection to source. But see, you got to love your motherfucking self first before you can value love in somebody else in a genuine, authentic way that is really about community, that not only benefits you, but benefits other people as well. And even though there are some insecure people, that's why we're here. People who love ourselves to help love on them through their ignorance. Because some people are ignorant and don't know. And they need to be glad that there are people that are willing to put out the time, effort, and energy to have these conversations and to be consistent with them. Because there's a lot of motherfuckers who are doing exactly what they're doing. Fuck it, I'm not going to talk to y'all. It's a waste. It's a waste of time. Okay, well then go sit your ass down. And the motherfuckers that's really about that life go come through. Because one motherfucker that I respect and that I model myself after as far as her energy was motherfucking Harriet Tubman. That bitch said, listen, y'all can stay here and be niggas and all this shit if you want to. I'm going to find freedom. And she loved herself so much that she came back again and again and again. So you need to be grateful that there are people out there who was able to see the bigger picture and look past the American dream picture that's put out here and saw blackness to where both of y'all can also be on YouTube right now and have the honor and the privilege to speak your truth because it was a time and place where you were killed for doing that. And I'm telling you that if you're going to have public conversations about LGBT, understand that y'all are talking about us. So we heard y'all was looking for us. Here the fuck we go. So when we come up in the spot, we coming to talk. We ain't trying to bang. We ain't trying to fight. We've been doing that for too long. I'm ready to talk. I'm ready to say, what's the damn problem? What's going on? And I'm going to ask a question in this commentary that they're going to bring up. And Liz is going to answer. And I want you to hear Liz's response. Now, I want you to hear it from a spiritual, metaphysical point because she says something that's very telling. She says something where she really exposes what's really going on. There was a point in time where this shield that she had or that she was using to guard her insecurities, we were able to see past that shield and see what's really behind it. Let's continue, y'all, because I'm about to get something to drink. My motherfucking mouth is dry. This goddamn edible bitch. Oh, Lord. My mouth is drier than Kimberell pussy. And, bitch, goddamn. That's like swallowing, just like doing the cinnamon challenge, bitch. You would die.
The uteruses and all this
Uteruses.
We love everything that's fake. We love all this fake stuff. We go and we get our butt supplanted with extra fat. We get our breast, just mess on top of mess.
I mean, they're taking fat from their body. I'd rather you use fat from your body than use silicone.
But the caveat to that is that it is going to also have a different effect in terms of viability and being successful. So we have, again, the charge here is being a champion for nature. We need to be champions for nature. There's no longer, we should not be having this conversation with folks who basically want to tear down women who are born natural women, etc.
What? Now, I know my commentary, because I can only speak for me. I've done recent commentary about Scurv on my channel recently. Um, was there anything that I said in my commentary that tear down black women? For those who actually sat through it, why would I do that? Why would I do that? Like, once again, y'all are having this fear-based narrative that supports your view of your pain body, and then you bleed that out onto other people, and then you have this whole pain trauma bond with everybody else, and not everybody hurt and they mad and they upset, but ain't nobody trying to find a remedy for it. So what y'all do is, well, we gonna talk about them. Y'all stay over there so y'all don't destroy our illusion of what we think is happening in the black community, so that we don't actually have to see the reality of what's happening in the black community. Well, I'm gonna need for y'all to wake the fuck up, because shit is happening. And it can happen to either one of us. It can happen to our sister Liz. It can happen to our brother Lance. It can happen to my ass. It can happen to anybody in the motherfucking comment section. Ain't nobody exempt. So we need to wake up and really think about unity and, unity and community for real. And I understand that y'all passionate about it because y'all grew up in the 60s and 70s, and that's where blackness was strong. We all was wearing our afros. We all was wearing having our pics and shit. We was all about Afro Sheen and the Black King and the Black Queen. We was making content about race and putting it in our own movies. We had a chance to be able to speak about what was really going on. We were able to come together and unify. But we can always be better at that. And every time it seems like there is a failure or a setback, that setback is really setting us up for something greater. Because once again, we're having these intersectionalities of, or intersections of blackness be exposed. We're living in the technical age, the information age, which we need to be thankful for, because now there is so much information and we can connect with other people. There are literally people over in fucking China who was standing up for Black lives, as far as Black Lives Matter is concerned. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all gonna have to do better than that. But once again, it shows those who again are secure and insecure. That's the conversation we need to be having. Bitch, is you insecure or not? Are you secure in who you are or not? Help us understand, because I'm lost and I'm confused. And I want you to drop the link so that I can understand. And once again, I encourage y'all to please go to that video and put in the comment section hashtag Bubs said drop the link. Matter of fact, I'm gonna type that shit while I continue this video. Hold on.
Like, do they not understand, Lance, that even if you say, okay, well, we're going to allow you to use these different terms, etc., at the end of the day, how long are you going to go and not say, well, I don't have a period, I don't get a period, I'm barren? Eventually, somebody's going to find out. So this has nothing to do with us not liking people for being different. What this is, you all got your calls and we got ours. Every time you turn around, they are always getting on the calls of the black man and the black woman. Okay? Always.
I mean, are we black? Are we not black? Y'all keep telling us that we black first, so we automatically should be invited to the goddamn conversation and table through the lens of blackness. Do I know who Frida Cola is? It sounds familiar. Can you leave it in the comment section, Aries? But see, that's the problem. Like, y'all talking about like we not black and we don't. That's the problem. That's why I'd be like so shook, because I'd be like, what in the, like, when you look at me, do you see a white person? Do you get a? I mean, do you see something that I don't see? Is there a Karen spirit or something on me that you see that gives the illusion of whiteness? Because last time I checked, I'm still black. So I don't understand what is happening. Again, hashtag Bub said, drop the link. Go to, what's up, Terrence? Make sure y'all go over to that channel on Scurv's channel, where the video is called If It Ain't Natural, It Ain't Right. I want y'all to go over there and drop in the comment section hashtag Bubs said drop the link. Just because y'all can bully other people and talk shit about other people and create these narratives does not mean that everybody has to be compliant with what it is that y'all doing. And like I said, every time you open your mouth to say anything about LGBT, understand BubzDaGawd is going to be there. Okay? Until you invite us to the table for a conversation. And I know you're going to bring all the people because you're going to see it as a war. And that's the problem. Again, fear-based narrative. Y'all got to come prepared and all this stuff, as opposed to being open-minded and hearing another perspective from people who are actually gay, who are part of the LGBT community, to actually talk to these people. And instead of trying to control the narrative, allow us to speak so that there is more nuance to the conversation, which also includes reality. Because LGBT people know something that you don't know. You don't know what you're talking about when it comes to LGBT. You're speaking from a place of ignorance and fear because y'all are already tripping about some shit that hasn't even come out yet. What is that doing to you? And please, all this information that you know, is there a website I can go to? And I'm talking about a factual website. I'm not talking about no GoDaddy ass website that some hotep nigga that's shared his thoughts. I'm talking about something that is actual factual, something that is statistical, something that has been done so that I can get a better understanding. Because y'all talking in y'all acting like y'all talking with some sensible stuff, but you really talking in circles and saying the same shit that has been said for decades. There's nothing new coming from what y'all saying. Y'all literally got a picture of Lil Nas X from like a month or so ago when his album came out. Didn't his album come out like a month or so ago? So you just woke up one day and just felt some type of way, really, about what it was that I was doing. That's what I feel like. Because wasn't nobody else really in the comment section that was consistent like me or making reviews like me when it comes to Lance Scurv. So I know that some of y'all had to probably look at some of it. Let's get back to it. Again, Bub said drop the link.
And then they make it our civil rights about their civil rights. So it is time for us, excuse me, to champion nature. That's what we need to be doing. The natural order of man and woman making babies. Y'all need, and you folk out there that don't have any, and you can do that, y'all need to start getting to it. Get to it. Chop, chop. Chop, chop.
You know, that kind of sounds like back during slavery, they used to have labor. Is it called labor or something? Well, they usually had women be breeded just to create more slaves. That's what this shit sound like. Because like I said, y'all care about the life when it's coming in, but then when it comes into the world and it decides to be their own person, which is the objective of a human being, a spiritual being having a natural experience, its own unique individual expression of God, y'all feel some type of way because y'all want to mold it in your image. Your job is to bring people into the world. That's it. And to try to do the best you can to help prepare them for the world. They have to do the rest. And children, youth, all of them, they are inquisitive. They're going to find out things for themselves. Like me, I grew up in a heterosexual household in the 90s. I grew up watching heterosexual television. I was in heterosexual environments, was bullied and all this shit, and my ass is still gay. I still like niggas. Like, I don't think y'all understand. Like, I still like dudes. Like, what the fuck? Girl.
Chop, chop. Yeah, it's time for them to start making some babies. They need to get to it. Get to it. Because
we ain't about to make no babies to please y'all. Shit, y'all, it's just so many goddamn black kids in the fucking foster care system that heterosexual people have failed to, and drop the ball. And there's a lot of fucking parents, Liz, a lot of gay couples that would love to be able to adopt the kids that y'all didn't want to take care of because y'all don't see value in it, or you didn't love yourself enough to be able to love them. Just because you made the fucked up ass decision of being a shit, I ain't talking about you, but just these people being a shitty ass parent doesn't mean that there are other people out there that are going to be shitty ass parents. There are same gender loving couples out there that would love to be able to have children, to adopt children, to be able to give them love. That's the thing, love. Now, if your ass wants to be ignorant, you have every right to be ignorant. But guess what? Just like y'all talk about nature and championing for nature, nature is going to continue to allow whatever she wants to allow. And guess what? We're a part of the experience, which means that she has allowed for us to be here. Now, if you can't see that viewpoint, if that viewpoint is too much of a leap for you, ma'am, then just say you need assistance and we'll be willing to help you. Again, Bub said drop the link.
The agenda is real. And as you've seen in last week's news with Netflix saying that they stand behind David Chappelle, all that's fine and dandy. But at the same time,
did I get sexually abused? No, I did not.
We're trying to say that
I actually grew up with both my mother and my father. When my father went to the store, he always came back. He didn't leave for 20, 30 years and came back with some expired milk. They were very protective of me. Did I get jumped and bullied by heterosexual people because of my sexuality? Did I get physically abused by them? Yeah. Did I get verbally abused by them? Yeah. But as far as sexually abused, no. I didn't end up having sex until I was 18 years old. Now, did you get sexual abuse, Hitler? Because if this is a real Hitler on here, you deserve to have a 20-inch cock all up and through your ass over level 9,000. Okay? Praise the Lord. Let's continue with the commentary. What's up, Russell? Shout out to motherfucking Russell in the building. That's my other bro, gospel artist coming out with his own stuff. You said yes? Ooh. Wow. Well, I'm going to pray for you. We send love and healing over to you. Because what you've been through, you have the power and the ability to transcend it and to become better and to let it go. And I know it's hard, it's difficult, because a lot of times when it comes to that type of stuff, it becomes a part of our identity. But I want you to understand that redemption is possible. You can be redeemed right here, right now. You have that power and that privilege to do that. Now, the question is, do you believe? Ask yourself that. Okay? Let's continue with the commentary.
Person who, like myself, basically, I don't have a plight. No, I have a plight. I have a plight.
What's your plight, girl?
And mine is real. It's nature. Now, what you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it?
Well, like I said, nature allowed us to be here, and homosexuality has been here since the beginning of time. Nothing is new under the sun, ma'am. It was here before you. It will be here after you. Just like it was here before me, it'll be here after me. Once again, y'all don't understand the totality of nature. I'm gonna need y'all to step y'all spiritual game up. I'm gonna need y'all to step y'all metaphysical game up. I'm gonna actually need y'all to continue to go out into nature and learn from nature. See, you don't have nature figured out. That's why you have experience on planet Earth, so that you can learn the experience of nature manifested through man, through being a human being. And as we do more research and once again have the power and the ability to be able, through technology, to discover more about Mother Nature, we're finding out the intersections of intersex. There is some same-sex behavior going on with certain animals, and it's not from a place of dysfunction. It's from a place where nature has allowed it. Once again, Mother Nature don't need your help, baby. Mother Nature been Mother Nature since she got here. Maybe if you talk to these black brothers out here that's killing each other and stop staining her earth with black blood, then maybe we can have that type of conversation. Then maybe Mother Nature will come back. I'm done. Here we go.
And see, if enough of us get together, we have to be champions for this. Enough of us get together, they'll stop all this foolishness. The foolishness of trying to make us appear to be obsolete when they would not be here without people like.
Did y'all hear that? To be made obsolete. Who is saying that? Hetero girl, what is the problem? She just said heterosexual people are obsolete. Where is this factual evidence? Is there a reputable website that is verified? Since y'all talking about nature, is there a scientific data behind what you're saying, ma'am, that you can share for the homosexuals in the house who apparently missed the memo? Who the hell said that y'all was going to be obsolete? We're talking about individuals being included in reference to equality. What is that taking away from you personally is the question. My God, come on, y'all. What in the absolute exactly how, Sway? Like I said, I want y'all to please, if you fuck with BubzDaGawd, I'm gonna need y'all to go ahead and go over to that video. Again, that video is Lance Scurv's If It Ain't Natural, It Ain't Right. It says Lizzabitty on there. I'm gonna need for y'all to go over there, go in the comment section and hashtag this for me real quick. I want y'all to hashtag this just so they know that there's people who want to talk. Bub said drop the link. Okay, go over to that video. Go over to that video right now if you can. And drop in the comment section, Bubs said drop the link until they decide to have the conversation. Let's continue.
Like us. And without
Absolutely.
And they had somebody else on the live. When I heard her voice, I was like, is there a fucking ghost in this house? I was scared because I was still packing up and shit, getting ready to leave this mansion. I'm like, is there somebody in here with me? Where did this goddamn voice come from? I was like, you can't be doing that to black people because black people swing, all right, on ghosts, everything.
She is not going to adapt to the falsities and the lack of, what's the word I'm looking for? She is not going to adapt to the fakeness that you want. I know you all like the fake butts, like the fake boobs, the super snatch waist, getting your lip fillers. I know you're addicted to all that stuff.
I like the real thing.
But eventually, when you look at those people over time, you see what happens to their faces and their bodies. You see what happens because, as I just said, you cannot control nature. What you can do is manipulate her.
Okay, let's talk about that. The reason why they get all fucked up and shit is because they don't take proper maintenance of their body. They do it out of a place of insecurity. Now, I'm not judging nobody, but everybody has their right to get what they want to get to help enhance how they look. I mean, there are people that go to the gym and work out to change their body too. Just like if you had some sort of cancerous mass in your body and the last option was to get it surgically removed, you would want to remove it. Would you let that natural growth that's happening in your body continue to happen? And for the women who are natural, God still love you, and there's gonna be men that still love your ass too. But don't get mad that some of the fake booty ass bitches and fake titty ass bitches is getting the attention that you so desperately want. There's nothing wrong. Like once again, understand and love yourself and know that God loves you. I am 5'2". I am short as hell. Okay. I'm a part of the little people community. God still showing up for me despite what the world might think of me because of my height. It don't fucking matter. See, it's the self-love and the universe, God's source, will follow you whatever you believe. If you want to believe from a fear-based narrative, if you want to sit here and want to speak from an ignorant narrative, the universe is going to give you exactly what you want. It doesn't know the difference in discernment about what it is that you want and what you plan about. All it knows is yes and amen. Just like how y'all ignorance has manifested BubzDaGawd into the equation. Again, hashtag Bub said drop the link. Will they drop the link, y'all? That's the question of the day and every single day. Are they going to drop the motherfucking link or nah?
But eventually she's going to win. Mm-hmm. And so when you see these people that have had all this stuff done, years later, they look a mess. Yes, because nature has said, nope, it's not supposed to be here. This is not supposed to be like this. This is the same thing with us and our
wait a
population.
Minute, because Lance was showing the comments, and I put in the comment. Let me show you what I put in the comments. I'm going to have to go back a little bit because they had me up here. Okay, so she was talking her stuff, and Lance put up my comment, and my comment says this, because she's talking about, population control and all that other type of shit, right? I put up the comment, but heterosexuality is and will always be the majority. That's never going to change. Homosexuality has been here since the beginning of time. When the population been reduced way before 2021? Can please somebody help me understand that? Does that make sense? Let me say that again. And I want y'all to let me know in the comment section so at least I know. Because if I'm wrong, let me know so I can check myself and see. Because I am not beyond reproach. Okay? I am not beyond being corrected or criticized in a way that's beneficial. I appreciate it. But I'm going to read it again, and I want y'all to let me know in the comment section if I'm crazy or not. The comment that I put says, but heterosexuality is and will always be the majority. That's never going to change. Homosexuality has been here since the beginning of time. Now, with all that being said, wouldn't the population been reduced way before 2021? I got molested 5 times, and this one time it lasted for 1 hour. Oh wow. Hitler, I thought you was playing. I thought you was a troll. I'm sorry. Well, like I said earlier, Hitler, you can choose to be free from that. And it's difficult. It's difficult. I can't really speak on that because I never had that experience done to me. So now me knowing that it's the truth, I didn't know. I thought you were being a troll because you got Hitler 9,000. I'm like, oh Lord, what's going on? Is somebody being a troll? So I apologize for that. But your experience and you healing from that is going to help other people who have been in similar situations, because the people who did this to you are people who probably had that done to them. And when that happens, that's from a place of having this power, this perverse idea of power, to where they would use their power over someone who they can have control over and dominate them to make them feel better about themselves because they was dominated. See, we need to have more conversations about this and to talk about the healing aspect. You see, I am not a troll. I apologize. I thought you was. Like I mean, you got the face thing and Hitler 9,000. I didn't know who you was. I apologize. That's I charged to my head, not my heart. But from my heart, there is freedom from that. There's freedom from that. There's nothing wrong with talking to other people about it, talking to therapists about it, psychologists about it, like, to deal with that. And there are people in this world, communities in this world, who have been through what you've been through, and they're supporting each other. I would encourage you to also look at that too. There is help out there. God, source, universe still loves you, to the point to where there are people who have been through the same thing that you've been through, and they found the way to get out of it. And if they found the way to get out of it, so can you. Like I said, I love Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman didn't just think about her. She went from the north to the south and back to the north again and again and again and again and again. She understood the assignment. And there are people in the world who understand the assignment and who will understand you. But before we can heal, we have to take the first step. We have to show God's source universe that we're ready about this and be committed to that, because it's going to give us that healing that we want. And I'm gonna tell you right now, healing is not pretty. Healing is very painful. It's jarring. It's not for the weak of heart. But like one of these scriptures says, the race is not given to the swift nor the strong. See, it is a troll who is now. Well, if it's a troll, like I said, God works in all ways. If he is a troll, what I'm saying, there's somebody else who's gonna come on this live later on that is going to maybe been through the same thing, and what I said might resonate with them. Because like I said, bitch, it's all about transmutation. It's all about alchemy, as far as transforming shit and turning shit that was used for your evil for your good. That's when you're really working with some manifestation power. That's what real community is. That's what love does. Love finds a way to include you. It doesn't exclude you. It includes you. And once you feel included, your life changes. Okay, let's continue. Like I said, I put my comment up there. We're going to go forward. Oh, yeah. But then I put up another comment. I'm going to see if I can show it. But he went right past the comment really fast. Because I'm like, why you skip past that comment, nigga? I said something like, we ain't going to talk about that. Here we go.
Lack of, what's the word I'm looking for? She is not going to adapt to the fakeness that you want. I know y'all like the fake butts, like the fake boobs, the super snatch waist, getting your lip fillers. I know you're addicted to all that stuff.
I like the real thing.
But eventually, when you look at those people over time, you see what happens to their faces and their bodies. You see what happens, because as I just said, you cannot control nature. What you can do is manipulate her. But eventually she's going to win. And so when you see these people.
Okay, so I put up the comment, and it says, and this is true. I said, and the Cosby Show, the one show that everybody loves, the black show that showed a wholesome black family in a way that wasn't degrading and demonstrative and destructive. You have a father who's a doctor, you have a mother who's a lawyer, you have kids who are smart, educated, who are into athletics, who have found a way to take the American dream and just drip it in melanin, drip it in blackness, right? I put the comment up. And the Cosby Show did an episode where all the men were pregnant. Were they pushing the agenda as well? And he skipped past that really fast. And I think they might address it. I don't know, because I was still in the process of moving and then driving and shit. So of course I'm multitasking, right? But we're gonna go forward.
People that have had all this stuff done years later, they look a mess. Yes, because nature has said, nope, it's not supposed to be here. This is not supposed to be like this. This is the same thing with us and our population. So everybody, we need you to be champions for nature. That's what we want.
Okay, and since we're talking about natural things, okay, when your titties start hanging real low to where you can use them as house shoes, accept it. When your stomach look like a busted can of biscuits, accept it. Okay, when the ass loses shape and you start looking like a goddamn box TV, the SpongeBob effect, you don't know where the goddamn back and the top of the ass begin. Let that be the case for my men. If your dick can't stay hard no more, if your shit limp and your shit can't perform like you did back in college, nigga, accept it. Don't take no natural shit. Don't take no. That's nature is telling you that you're not supposed to do this. Nature already telling you, nigga, that your time for fucking is done. Okay, it's time to live a little bit instead of living through your dick. So when that stops operating, that's natural, right? Don't be taking no goddamn extends. Don't be popping no shit to get it hard again. The Lord told you your time of stroking is over with. He wants you to give your life to him fully. That means you're going to have to stop stroking. Okay, you can't be stroking to the east. You can't be stroking to the west. You just won't be stroking. Let's go.
Oh, you are, as always, and this is not brown, but you're 100% on point. There are not many of us like you left, meaning that there are countless sisters.
For someone to respond to my comment, and it says, no human here today knows if it was like that in the beginning of time, but when the evil's curtains are closing, it ramps up for the final show. What the fuck? You can't even verify that this was here before the beginning of time. We don't know if it was or it wasn't. So right now, both parties are assuming. But since nothing is new under the sun, I mean, it's been here. Like, many civilizations have come and gone, and history repeats itself. It just repeats itself in a different presentation. Energetically, it's still the same. When you look at ancient books of motherfuckers that's been here, the same shit's happening. Homosexuality was happening in Africa. There are actual factual evidence if you take the time to look it up and see. And of course, they're going to say, well, gay people went out and did this stuff. Well, of course we did, because y'all motherfuckers wasn't going to do it. So somebody had to do the goddamn job. Now, why don't you come behind me and verify the shit and see if it's true or not? But see, you're not going to do that because that actually takes work. And it's too much work for y'all to do. Y'all niggas have this fear-ass fantasy, and I want y'all to please get a fucking grip. Something is wrong in the Kool-Aid. Something is wrong in the motherfucking olive oil juice that's put in juices and berries in the head, girls. It's poisonous ones. What's going on?
Those who feel the same way, but many think with a muted mouth. They're afraid of losing their job. They're afraid of losing the amenities that this hijacked world has given them. And
did you just hear that? Okay. Now, if you do factual evidence, gay people, there are still states right now in America where gay marriage or gay rights, quote unquote, is illegal. Where, once again, you can lose your job solely based off of your sexuality, not off of your work ethic, not off of your attendance, not off of you're a team player or not, but simply off of the grounds of your sexual orientation, which has nothing to do when I come into work. Because when I come into work, bitch, I came to work. So LGBT people to this day can still lose their fucking jobs, can lose their amenities. You're talking as if though we're taking that away from you. No, it's the fact of you feel some type of way because you can't discriminate against people like you used to take the pressure off of yourself. Y'all can't call us derogatory terms and abuse us anymore. Y'all not, and we're not going to allow you to do that. So now you feel some type of way because now you're being reprimanded for your ignorance that you used to get away with. Once again, your ignorance that you used to get away with, the bullshit that you used to do to LGBT people that forced them and kept them in the goddamn closet. Because if they dared to open the closet, there the fuck you were there with your rocks, your spears, your goddamn guns, your knives, ready to murder and kill. That's the motherfucking issue. That's the problem. There is no safe space for LGBT people to be here. Point blank, period. And if there is, please let me know. Because it seems like the only place you want us in the black community is back in the fucking closet. And ho, I don't mind walking in the closet to get my clothes, but as far as living in that motherfucker, oh, fuck that. I look too goddamn good, and life has too much for me to live in the motherfucking closet. Once again, you can't be mad because my light bulb is bright as fuck and your shit is dim. Get you a new fucking bulb or call the electric company because you might be short circuiting. Step your light game up. Step your shit up. Y'all are the majority and y'all over here complaining as if though y'all are the minority. When it comes to the black community, black heterosexual people will always be here. That's never going to change. Y'all are not being erased. And on top of that, y'all destroying yourselves. And on top of that, y'all the ones having the gay kids. The gay people ain't having the motherfucking kids. Y'all the one that's laying down together and giving birth to gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, intersex, asexual, queer, non-gender conforming people. It ain't us. We can't have the kids, right? We can't take our shit in sticks and put it together. Women can't bump they slits together and produce life, as you say. So how is we bringing in the gay kids? Y'all is. So once again, y'all are trying to talk about us and throw the rocks and then hide your damn hands and then get mad when we throw bigger rocks back and actually hit on target. Then stop throwing the fucking rocks and you ain't got to worry about getting hit. Do unto others as you want them to do unto you. Y'all not gonna sit here and bully us any motherfucking more. We gonna stand up and say what the fuck we gotta say. And if you have a problem, then pull up. Then pull up. If it's an issue, then pull up. Girl.
You're right. Nature wins every time. It's just like when you put a dam up and hold the water back. Eventually, that water's going to win. It takes thousands of years. Water's going to seek its own level, and it always comes back around. This recent stuff of putting these images out as a meat tenderizer for the subconscious mind of our Black children, meaning that if they can see this so young, it's reality. Like they say, if the mind can conceive it, the body can achieve it.
That is true.
So
what the mind conceives and the heart believes, but it's about what you believe, though.
Comic books and saw, I don't want to say Superman anymore. If we saw some superhero flying through the sky, we really knew that that superhero wasn't flying through the sky and had magic powers, but it was an escape. Not that we wanted to escape reality, but it titillated us and it let us know the possibilities of what could happen in science and in the sciences. So now, what are they planting the seeds?
So y'all mad as hell because y'all can't fly, but y'all mad about the gays. Make that make sense. So you just sat here and said that even as a child, you knew the difference between reality and fiction. Correct? Once again, it's not just heterosexual children that are in the world. There are other children who don't identify with that and they need representation too. Once again, it wasn't Superman, it was Superman's son. He's a new generation. And he does a lot of amazing, wonderful things in the comic book from what I hear. But see, that don't matter because he's bisexual. It just completely destroys and taints the whole situation because now sexuality is being put in it. It's being put in it because once again, y'all are jealous. Y'all are jealous. And then on top of that, that shit benefits white LGBT. It don't really benefit black LGBT, which is why we're trying to have a conversation with y'all because we are all that we got as far as black people. So y'all gonna have to motherfucking learn how to coexist with us because we are part of the goddamn experience and we're not going any motherfucking where. Point blank in the fuck period. And the more that you continue to hate LGBT people, the more our presence is going to grow, because what you resist will always persist. That's why you have to operate in love. But you got to love yourself to do that. Once again, go over to the channel, go over to the video, go to the comment section, and drop down in the comment section, bitch. Bubs said drop the link. Drop the link, Lance, so that we all can have a conversation. That's all we want to do is talk. We just want to talk.
It's for us to see that this could be a possibility. Or how did that man get pregnant on this banner? Well, obviously, he got pregnant through some type of, what they're trying to say is some type of intercourse. But with a man, what orifice does he have? And what are they trying to do in science? And what are they trying to do to make it feel as though the possibilities are there, that that's an option? Because this is a dangerous place we're in. Because there are many young kids who jumped off of the couch with a red towel around their neck playing Superman and broke their neck.
Yes.
Yeah. And there are some who did.
At the younger ages.
Some motherfuckers shouldn't have had their ass on the couch anyway. But isn't that a part of the experience? See, there are some motherfuckers who break their necks, but there's some motherfuckers who master this shit to where they actually end up playing Superman in the actual movie. So once again, it's about the possibilities. You're absolutely right. There are all different types of possibilities, but they all have their own unique experience. Y'all feel some type of way about this experience because you feel like it overshadows your experience. If y'all learn to love yourself, y'all wouldn't be dealing with this fucking problem, y'all. I mean, come on. Y'all so desperately want the outside to change, but you're not willing to change the inside. Make it make sense.
And they latch on to these spirits and entities and that uncle that he's not so sincere, and the billboards and everything else. This imagery brings them up to a certain point where the mind accepts it, even though they're not emotionally and mentally mature enough to understand what's being played out of their mind, no matter what the parents say. By the time they see that this is not real, something else grabbed them. And again, up after a minute,
so y'all must be raising weak-minded ass kids then.
They always use us.
Get their ass off of Instagram, get their ass off of Twitter and shit, and have their ass do some shit that's for their damn mind. Actually be a parent. How about that? How about talk to your children? How about that? How about try to understand where your child is coming from, because your child is also learning the world and having their own experience too, which might be different from the way that you did, because not everybody's going to be like you. Okay? This is your opportunity to learn how to love your goddamn child in spite, despite, for who they are and who they aren't. Y'all be wanting God to love you with all y'all fucked up shit and the shit that y'all goddamn do, and want grace and mercy as well. Then you need to learn how to be able to give that exact same thing to everybody else. That's how it works. That's what y'all job is to actually implement that and reflect that love to your child. Girl.
As the face of it. Because number one, it's the white gay elite that are in control of this. And we're not just saying white, it's a Jewish, and I'm saying it, influence on there.
Yeah.
You know, when I used to work at the People's Court TV show doing security and standing next to Harvey Levin, there were so many Hollywood bigwigs that would pass him through that would stop by and talk with him. And they spoke in very whispered tones. And I knew, and he's Jew and he's gay. TMZ, they're at the helm of everything. This is not by chance that they use us as the face of it, because they don't want the straight black family to stand up, heterosexual and everything, all nature.
What?
But see, the gays that are black,
yes, he's talking to us, y'all,
hate to realize that they have nothing to do with this, meaning that they don't have the power. They're just a pawn. And they're so glad to coon up with these people and pose for pictures like that and be the face of that, to get the little notoriety in their system before they're used like a shitty piece of toilet paper and flushed down the toilet. And they get mad and they got no power. They're just sexual coons, because that LGBTQ community don't give a damn about their black ass and all the things that they feel black. This is a chance to a blackness. And they tell you, oh, you're just jealous because of our movement. I'm not jealous of anybody because of their bowel movement. Go ahead, I'm done.
Okay, but that was funny about the bowel movement. Yeah, if some of you motherfuckers actually take a shit, because you're supposed to naturally take a shit 3 times a day, that's natural. Some of you motherfuckers be stopped up because all that goddamn cholesterol and cheese and shit be blocking all type of orifices and shit, and you can't get the shit out. That's why when y'all be talking, it be sounding like shit because the shit backed up. At least the gays get the shit out their ass and it's very clean. Praise the Lord, amen. Listen, Lance. When it comes down to this whole thing about blackness, you have to understand that we're not talking about white LGBT people. The conversation we're having right now is about blackness. We're having in-house conversations about the intersections of blackness. And guess what? LGBT is a part of that. Just like LGBT, the experience of other things besides heterosexual is all over the world. It has nothing to do with white influence or whatever. When I'm attracted to black men. I'm not attracted to white men. I don't be watching white porn, fetishizing them, having that shit put on me. Okay? I knew what the fuck it was at a young age. And when I discovered what the fuck it was at a young age, and I saw how they view people like myself, especially in the community, you go into a place of darkness. You go back into the closet, and then in the dark, there is guilt and shame. So, of course, a lot of motherfuckers gonna be doing fucked up shit in the dark because they don't have love in the light to be able to transform them in a healthy type of way, because there are gay people like myself, there are gay people like Conscious TV, there are gay people like Rico the Brat, there are gay people like Eris, there are gay people LGBT people like Hope Giselle, like Joseph Williams, like T.S. Madison, who really love themselves for real. First of all, you can't tell them what type of fucking experience they have in their goddamn mind. And the fact that the reality is supporting them, the fact that the world is supporting them, the fact that the universe is supporting them shows the amount of self-love that they have within themselves to manifest that reality. Those individuals are actually doing something from a healthy perspective and actually contribute to the community, a community that has been ostracized. And what pisses me off when it comes to my black brothers and sisters is, like I said, when it comes down to motherfucking discrimination, we should know what the fuck that shit feels like. We've been dealing with that shit for 500 plus fucking years. So as far as the energy, we know innately what that feels like. And as a black person, again, you ain't talking to a Karen, you ain't talking to a Becky, you ain't talking to a Adam, you ain't talking to a Brad, you ain't talking to a Peter, you ain't talking to Shang-Chi, you ain't talking to no Jewish nigga, you ain't talking to some Holtz, Schneister, you're not talking to no, you're talking to a black person. You're talking to a person who is African American just like you. Our issue is the problem you have with us and how you are feeling some type of way about black visibility of LGBT. And when it comes down to the nuclear family, you need to talk to your heterosexual brothers about actually being a fucking father and taking accountability for their creation. Y'all have your viewpoint entirely on the wrong thing, which is why the black community continues to crumble. But then instead of actually facing the reality, which also involves your ass, you're not exempt, bruh, sis, everybody in this bitch. But it's too hard to deal with the accountability part because you want to feel like you right. And meanwhile, you look out in reality and you see how wrong you really are. So y'all can continue to have this hotep ass fantasy about your perspective and your view. Just like a lot of them crazy ass cult people who be having this perspective about life. Oh, yes, we're going to go ahead and drink this cyanide Kool-Aid and we're going to be with Mother Earth and the aliens and shit. Well, you go ahead and drink my portion. I'm about to live. Okay? You want to get a double portion of the Kool-Aid, the grape one, because you know niggas love grape Kool-Aid. You can have that. But everybody not going to drink. And there are some LGBT people who have a higher sense of awareness to be able to see the bullshit just like y'all can when it comes to certain things. But once again, when it comes to sexuality, y'all are limited in that. It is a fear-based narrative. Y'all feel like you're going to be erased and overshadowed. LGBT is inclusive. Step your own shit up. Step your self-love game up and get to the fucking level. And then maybe, just maybe, the black community can start being free once they love themselves. Maybe our representation here is to make y'all look at yourselves and see how y'all treat other people, which means that's how you treat yourself. The fuck?
No, this has nothing to do with jealousy. Right. And again, I'm going to keep reiterating this the entire stream and everything to do with nature.
Just like I'm gonna be reiterating this shit every time y'all make a video.
Piggyback off the cause of us. Why can't they create their own cause? Everything that they have ever formed has come off something that was already created.
Okay, here's the thing. First of all, black people, and I know I'm gonna lose some of y'all when I say this, but it's the truth. We don't own the patent on discrimination. We're not the only ones who get discriminated against. Now, factually, are we the most discriminated against? Yes. Are we the most understood? Yes. But even in the midst of all that, we don't have a patent on that. What we have a problem with is that we are identified. That's a part of our identity. Discrimination is a part of our black identity. And what has happened in history, that there have been influential black people who were able to choose to look at something different and say, no, 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 no. I matter. I matter. I exist. And they had to take that leap. And it was other niggas on there around them that told them, don't do no dumb shit, don't do no stupid shit, because you're gonna fuck it up for everybody else. And then decades later, these niggas talking about how they appreciate these motherfuckers for giving up their life so that I can be where I am today. I'm like, what the fuck? What is going on? I'm really trying to hold on to the fact that y'all about community. But it seems like y'all about a certain community. And y'all are willing to separate yourselves because y'all are struggling with an identity crisis. Now, if you need to go away to be able to get yourself together, then do what you need to do. I'm all for people getting themselves together. And sometimes you got to go away and be by yourself in order to tap into the God within. But what the fuck you not finna do is talk shit from afar. If you got an issue with LGBT, then y'all need to have a private server or have a private goddamn YouTube chat or something. Lance already got a goddamn map and got a goddamn what is it? A Discord. Talk about it there. If you don't want people to come up and to say what they're gonna say, then don't have the conversation publicly. It's just that simple. But as long as y'all have it publicly, BubzDaGawd is going to be over there until y'all drop the link to have the real full conversation. And after we have the conversation based on how y'all feel about it, I won't bother y'all ever again. I just want y'all to know. And I want future people who are going to watch that video to know that there is such thing as ignorance. And there are some people in the world who are going to offer clarity. And even if it ain't offered for you, because you have a right to believe what you want to believe, there are other people who are going to watch that video and they're going to challenge themselves and they're going to operate in love. And they're going to see how that transformed their life for the better, not just for them, but for other people. See, once again, y'all are so worried about this situation going on with the nuclear family. If the nuclear family loved itself, it'll be able to love the children that come from the nuclear family, just like LGBT people come from a nuclear family. Yeah, you still gotta love, baby. But you gotta love yourself first before you can love anybody else. All right, let's continue.
Come up with your own something. I don't know what you want to call it. Come up with your own something. But stop trying to manipulate the natural order and progression of how you got here. Because that's all that's about.
Exactly.
I mean,
How is that a black thing? Isn't that a humanity thing? Isn't that how all humans got here? Nobody is discrediting the fact of that, ma'am. No one is saying that that's absolute because that is the way that we all got here. We agree with you on that. That is perfectly fine. But what I'm trying to understand is the fact that other people are having different alternate experiences that is similar to yours. Why is there insecurity? Why not be flattered? Isn't imitation the most sincerest form of flattery? You should be flattered. But you feel insulted. Why? Why is there such an insult? That's a question. Hashtag Bub says drop the link. Drop the link so I can ask this question so I can understand where y'all coming from. Okay?
you think about it. I mean, even these ones like a few weeks back, Flame Monroe had to get on one of these Decepticons. I cannot think of her name, but she's long said very racist things about black people. Okay, folks still follow her. All right, and she's been a problem for years. But you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your natural mother. Like, so stop with the foolishness. You can say all of these derogatory things about Black women and how Black women think they're special and all. We are special. You hate me. That's why you go into the tanning salon. Because you want to get this natural melanin color.
Exactly. Yes,
you see?
indeed.
But you're hating on us stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about us.
And spending lots of money on pills.
All of that.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you wouldn't be here if your mother was not a natural woman.
Exactly.
So I don't understand what the conviction, the conviction is, and the contradiction, because it's really contradictory. Like at the end of the day, let's say you got what you wanted. Let's say that they gave them what they wanted, Empress LG.
Mm-hmm.
That means no more of them could ever be created naturally. Okay.
Exactly.
And then even so, let's take it a step further. If the science is spot on, okay, if the science is spot on and it succeeds, again, the caveat is that there's going to be some horrible ramifications of the quote unquote succession of this mess, meaning succession of coming up with fake uteruses and fallopian tubes and implanting them in people who were not naturally born women.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm not saying that everyone wants that, but the voices of the people who are against the natural order, their voices are becoming a bit more louder than, let's say,
who are these people?
Yes,
I want to know who these people are, so I can hear them for myself.
Yes.
Do y'all know?
Because they have a mission and agenda.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. No, they have their mission and agenda, and they're going to bring it to fruition one way or the other. And we're just sitting back and we get angry, but we don't really speak out. We don't say or do anything. You know, we might speak amongst ourselves and say, can you imagine this? Do you believe that? But we really need to be out there. If we were to want to march on something, this is what we should be marching on. This is what we should be really outspoken about, because what a lot of us don't even realize too is that a lot of these hysterectomies, and we know that it's out there, but a lot of these unnecessary hysterectomies that they've done to women, they're taking them and they're using them in research to see exactly how they can actually implant these things into men. You know, they're taking.
Where's the factual evidence for this? Please submit it. I want to know.
Unnecessarily for these debaucherous acts. You know, and this conditioning, and I stated it before, started years ago with that movie, and I can never remember the name of the movie when I want to talk about it, with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito, right?
Predator, right?
Not Predator. He was a scientist, and he wanted to bring forth a child, so he actually implanted an embryo inside of the vacuum where a uterus would normally be, right? Inside of his pelvic area. And he actually, supposedly grew a baby. Now, granted, they had to do, I think they had to do cesarean section to deliver of course, that's all the way they could deliver the child. But this is from that time that they started to try to condition people into accepting that it's possible for a man to grow a child, be implanted, grow that baby with, tons of hormones and different assistance and bring forth a child. So this is not new. This is just now that, some fool is willing to make himself the puppet to show it again, because us as Black people, they're trying to get rid of us. Okay. That is their agenda, to get rid of us in a natural way. And if they can show this, and if they can get people to wrap their minds around it and accept it, then whatever they create, it's going to be for their own benefit and manipulation, because it's not going to be, as you said, of the natural order.
Right. I think the movie you're talking about is Junior. I believe that's the one.
You're right.
With him being pregnant and all of that. But
Yes.
you know, it's interesting when you brought that up to say that that was a part of the initial conditioning to see how people would react. And I want to say that movie was not, if I recall correctly, and maybe someone in the chat can tell us. I think there was a PG-13 movie. I don't even think it was an R-rated movie.
I don't think
Exactly,
it was.
Aries.
I
Exactly.
can't remember. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
So like you said, so children can go to this movie and see it. Oh, mom, dad, the man was pregnant. Yeah, you know. All of this foolishness, this debauchery.
I like that.
And
Y'all over here thinking for the kids and don't even give the kids a
even
chance to
though
be able to
that
speak for their
is a part
goddamn
of,
self.
I mean, a
Goddamn
lot
it.
of this stuff is a part of our conditioning. Even
Yes.
with this young man on here. Okay, so
You're talking about
you
me.
have a new album coming out.
Oh no, you're talking about
and
Lil
then you're
Nas. I'm
going to
sorry.
use yourself as a male being pregnant to basically
Promote.
promote, but also use it in a way that is derogatory against a natural woman. Women go through a lot when they are giving birth. A lot.
Yes.
A
yes.
lot of women
yes.
do not make it during childbirth.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
A lot of women.
Exactly.
So how dare you? How dare you?
Do you see how
this?
do you hear how she's explaining this through the lens of pain? Do y'all hear the pain in her voice? The pain in her voice. Y'all literally taking a picture and y'all are exaggerating it in such a way to make yourself pissed off and mad. And all I want to know is, why is you mad? Let's talk about why you're really mad. Because once again, the intent of Lil Nas X was the fact that people were so focused on his sexuality. And one thing that people do throw up in this world too, LGBT people, is the fact that you can't procreate. So he said, okay, well, let me just go. He a troll. So he's like, well, fuck it. Y'all gonna talk about me. I'm gonna give it right back to you. If you can't take it, don't dish it out. But then now when he stands up and he has the visibility and he has the privilege that a lot of black people don't have, and he uses that in a way to say, you know what, I mean, y'all talking about me, so I'm literally manifesting what it is that y'all want. I'm just giving it to y'all while y'all mad. And then you go into your victim complex. Once again, a lot of us in the black community at large still identify with slavery, still identify with the discrimination. So we're taking something and we're exaggerating it and then fitting our narrative around it through the lens of fear. How dare you? How dare you? That wasn't even the intention of the picture. Again, the picture was about him giving birth to his album. It wasn't making fun of women who can't have children and the labor that they go through and all that stuff. We understand the pain that goes through it. Like I said, the Cosby Show did a whole episode where every male in the show was pregnant. And they gave birth to different things. They didn't even give birth to damn children. One nigga gave birth to a long ass fucking 20-inch sub. Somebody gave birth to a football. Somebody gave birth to something else. It wasn't even children. But it was just a joke. It was a parody. Ha, we can laugh at it. Again, insecurity, again, fear. And I asked a question about fear, and we're gonna hear our sister in Black Christ, Liz, explain the whole fear thing and how she ain't feared at all because she's a black woman and she knows who she is. Let's continue.
And think that it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then when people call you out on your debauchery, you make it like you didn't do anything that was, let's say again, unnatural. This is unnatural.
Exactly.
And if they
Hit
ever
dogs gonna
succeed,
holler
just
like a
in the
motherfucker.
movie
Jesus.
Julie,
Wow, wow, wow,
said,
yippee yo,
because
yippee yay.
science is going to continue to progress, Empress Elegy. And at some point, you and I may be long gone when they are fully what we call, quote unquote, successful in this.
Right.
And successfully transferring a womb of a woman into someone else, and this person, it's viable in their body, and they actually get pregnant, etc., etc., etc. But as I just said, even with the plastic surgery and stuff, at some point, an ill is going to come out of that because you're working against the unnatural. I had someone say to me, I was having this conversation with them saying the same thing like I'm saying, we need to be champions for natural. So since they want to have their own, we got our own section too. I got my own section.
Yeah.
Okay,
Y'all
my
been
opinion.
y'all the majority. You got the section. You got the section. You got the whole fucking club. Y'all own the fucking club. Y'all own this fucking club. Talking about a section. Fuck a section. Y'all can walk anywhere and make any section your section. All I'm saying that in the club of blackness, LGBT need to have their own space too. Point blank and period. Point blank period. Because we bring things that y'all just don't have. And it is what it is. There are some gifts that LGBT people are going to have that heterosexual people may not have. It's not about. See, that's the thing. Y'all talking about superpowers. When the Justice League work together, they all understand they have different powers, but they come together and combine them to become one unit, one entity. Because there's going to be a superhero whose powers might be necessary in this point in time that this other person may not have. They understand where they fit in. They understand that they fit in, and they understand that yes, there is no I in team, but there is me, me in team. Ain't no I, but there's me. But you do have some people on the team who are jealous because they don't remind themselves about who they are. And so now they got to put somebody else down in order to make them feel better about themselves. And then when you ask them to present the information, when you ask them to drop the link so that we can talk, when you ask them to drop the link so we can talk, when you ask them to open up the door of conversation so that we can really talk about what's going on, and then you deny that out of fear. Because once again, I came up onto y'all platform, onto y'all turf where y'all have the control. There should be no fear because it's more y'all than it is me. I'm just trying to have a conversation and be glad that there's LGBT people out there that's willing to have these conversations with y'all to help y'all. Because again, y'all talking about sexuality like you know what you're talking about. And I'm telling you right now, from a person who is actually gay, fuck white, a person who is gay and black, what my experience is, y'all not gonna write the story for me. And you're not going to write the story for other individuals as well who go out into the world. Because if you look up the statistic, trans women are losing their lives too, but nobody cares because they niggas in wigs. There are some people who do care, but then want us to care about. No, if it's about blackness, it has to be about blackness. But see, these are the same people who sit here and allow Pookie to kill Ray Ray and won't march for that. These are the same people who won't take care of responsibility and to be able to try to help their goddamn kids who are also walking out here in fear, pain, trauma bonds, and they're sitting here being menaces to society and being agents of chaos in their own neighborhoods where other black people live. And this shows how desperate a lot of y'all are for attention, how desperate a lot of y'all are for representation. When y'all have representation, it's just you want it to be representation of that only. No, again, there are intersections in blackness. There are always going to be heterosexual TV shows, movies where the main cast is going to be heterosexual. LGBT is just showing that is not heterosexual people in the black community. Again, there are intersections because we are all human beings. We are divided up by color and we're divided up about sexual orientation. At the end of the day, we're talking about energetic things that transcend human beings. But I'm gonna need y'all to step y'all motherfucking conscious game up because y'all speaking from a low vibrating place, a low energy place. Y'all still saying shit that your granddaddy told you. You still saying shit that your daddy told you. Your daddy only talked about one motherfucking street. Your father only talked about Christopher Street. And now from Christopher Street, that's when all of the information of sexuality comes from now, just from that one street alone. That's no different of a white man driving his goddamn white children past the hood and saying, this is where niggas live. But then when the niggas actually come into their neighborhoods and actually have the financial freedom to be able to afford living in the neighborhood, then it's a problem. Yeah, girl, because you thought that I only lived out here. No. There might be some niggas who do, but there's other niggas who love themselves and was able to transition and to ascend to a better form of living in all ways. So yeah, my black ass gonna be here too. And on top of that, bitch, I can pay my house off. You hoes still paying rent to own. So bitch, if I have the money to live here and I can buy my shit outright, girl, and have no mortgage, bitch, and it be completely paid off, you goddamn right I'm gonna be here with my nigga ass in this motherfucking white ass, mansion out ass, goddamn neighborhood, bitch. Yep, well, there goes neighborhood. Well, hello, bitch, I'm here. During slavery, girl, y'all was happy to have us in the house, girl. You have us sleeping in your beds, warming them up. You're taking black babies and putting them on your feet to warm your goddamn feet. We was in your house cooking shit, feeding your goddamn babies, titty feeding and shit like that. Don't get mad when we move across from you, ho. That same energy that's happening with white supremacy, patriarchy, it done trickled down into the melanated, bruh. It done trickled down into blackness to where now black people want to be superior. No, girl, we about equality over here. Again, hashtag Bub says drop the link and stop being scared and drop the link.
Me against you, and I'm not against you. I don't care nothing about you, truth be told. But what I do care about is that you're making natural women look like we have no place on earth.
Yeah.
What in the, where is that coming from, y'all?
Here. See, that's the kind of debauchery that I can't do.
Exactly. Exactly. They're trying to minimize our importance. That's all it is. They're just trying to minimize us. It's like, well, you know, if we're saying, well, you couldn't be here without us, then they're going to try to prove, well, we can be here without you. But that's not going to happen.
And again,
no, we're proving that we don't need you to validate our existence. That's what we're telling you. We're grateful for you bringing us into the world, but to live by your standards of how we should show up in the world, that's not our responsibility. That's your responsibility to deal with you. Human beings have a right to be able, whoever the fuck they want to be when they come into this world. We have the right to be whoever we want to be in this world. And on top of that, there are black women too, not just men. There are black women too who are lesbians who are still respected in the community. My sister is a black woman. I respect her. My mother is a black woman. I respect her. My sister's girlfriend is a black woman. I respect her. There are other black women that I know and I respect them. See, once again, y'all are speaking from a fear narrative. Maybe some shit that happened in y'all life that y'all still dealing with. Some issues with men who maybe didn't make you feel like the queen that you deserve to be. But what you're not finna do is come out here and bleed out your insecurity on secure motherfuckers who know who they are. It seems like you're gonna have to go into your prayer closet and talk to God, source, Buddha, motherfucking Black Jesus, whoever you need to talk to that you can connect with in reference to a greater power, and ask them to help you to love yourself through your mess. That's the thing. Hashtag Bub says drop the motherfucking link.
They may prove that, but I don't think they're gonna like the outcome. It'll be like, you know, the new versions of that movie Pet Cemetery. The new versions, and what comes out after
y'all sit here and talking about Pet Cemetery. Meanwhile, y'all are condoning black men going out and killing each other and putting motherfuckers in the actual cemetery. Maybe we need to find a goddamn dead black cat and bury it inside of the goddamn cemetery where a lot of our brothers have lost their lives due to ignorance and violence against each other that was self-hate manifested and materialized. And maybe have a motherfucking what's the name of the movie, bitch? Tales from the Hood, the first one, because the second one was trash. First, Tales from the Hood. Remember that one last episode with Killer K, the nigga who played Hakeem from Moesha, and all them dead motherfuckers that he killed came back and was talking to him and asking him why. Maybe we need to have them come back so they can ask you, why wasn't you there in my life, father? Why did you sit here and leave me, father? Mother, why didn't you support me, mother? Why didn't you care enough for me to see how I'm doing, mother? To the point to where I have to go out in the streets and find love. And going out in the streets finding love is a very dangerous thing, because we see the manifestation of that is factual. Let's talk about that. And if you want to talk about your shit, we can talk about your shit. But guess what? We're going to talk about everything. Not just y'all side, everything. We're going to have a full 360 gray area ass type of conversation that includes everybody, because y'all not squeaky clean, baby. Y'all ignorance is helping to produce shit that is happening and that's detrimental to the black LGBT community of color. To the black LGBT community. That you can look up once again on YouTube and see all type of videos. There are people who are already on my platform right now that can possibly share experiences that has happened to them or they've seen happen to other LGBT people. Are you willing to do that? Liz, you know what, Lance? I would respect you so much if you just had an LGBT night. Just have one LGBT night. Get you a few LGBT people like myself and a few others on the platform and allow us to be able to share our side, allow us to be able to answer questions. I'm not talking about in a way of ganging up on us and trying to intimidate us because y'all are lacking in logic. So now the next thing y'all got to do is intimidate a motherfucker. Because once you can't sit here and logically talk to a motherfucker now, and they getting a one up on you because they talking from actual factual experience while you're talking from a place of ignorance, a very, very courageous ignorance at that. Y'all get mad at that. Like, come on, y'all. Allow that to happen. That would be dope. Just one night. People could be in the comment section asking their questions. And the only people allowed on the platform is just the LGBT people. Let us talk through the comment section because there'll be multiple of us. So we can all go down and answer all of your questions, all of the ignorance that you have, all of the things that you want to know about LGBT. Give us an opportunity to educate you on that. Give us a chance so that we can help you understand because y'all the ones that are confused, not us. It's y'all. Y'all the ones that's tripping out about to have heart attacks and goddamn aneurysms trying to figure shit out. So much trying to divide in a way to where you're sitting here believing all of these false ass narratives about you, and you're going to sit here and manifest it and make it real because you have that much energy that you're putting into it, as opposed to educating yourself. Because if what y'all saying is true, if y'all as straight people can sit here and speak scientifically and all this stuff as far as nature is concerned in reference to LGBT, then you can't get mad if white people do the same thing about blackness. Y'all can't mad if white people decide that they have scientists and all this shit that supports them about blackness. But once again, they're not black, so they will never ever fully understand. They can be empathetic, but as far as the totality of the experience of blackness, they will never ever 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 experience it. I don't give a fuck if they went and lived in a black neighborhood all their life. They took up African American studies. They have a black fiance. Don't even matter. They're not black. They're not black. So just like y'all talking about LGBT, y'all not LGBT. Y'all speaking from a fear-based narrative. If y'all actually drop the goddamn link, then maybe we can have a nuanced conversation where y'all can be educated, because we've heard what the fuck y'all said for the longest time, and what y'all over here wanted to manifest has not happened. It's just like when people want Jesus to come back. Jesus' ass done came back already. He came back mentally. It wasn't even the person. The people could not connect mentally. They had to put a person to it because they were so desperate for a connection. If you actually love yourself, you'll be able to find it. Rico said, what Pet Cemetery child? These people is the reason why their generation failed, and it's up to us to lead the new generation. Exactly. Exactly. Again, a lot of broken people. And like I said, when the crack epidemic happened, because there was a point in the 70s where blackness was really coming together. We were unionizing. They were coming together. We were trying to find the similarities. Hell, even Bayard Rustin, who they try to discredit. But you can't discredit what's history, baby. You can't discredit what's actual factual. You can interpret it, girl, how you want to. But the way that it showed out, girl, it is what it is. The individual who helped Martin Luther King organize the March on Washington. And once again, if you watch the documentary called My Friend, I think it's My Friend Rustin, I believe. You know, people who knew him, people who worked with him, not some your granddaddy said that he didn't talk to a motherfucker who didn't talk to a motherfucker who said they knew him. I'm talking about the individuals that actually know Bayard Rustin. There was a point in time where Bayard Rustin was getting ready to be kicked off of the thing, and he actually was kicked off of the committee because they were afraid that they were going to try to pin in homosexuality with Martin Luther King to quote unquote destroy the movement. So they had to get rid of him. But they found out that nobody could organize like Bayard Rustin. Nobody could do it like Bayard. They tried. They searched all over. What's that gospel song say? Couldn't find nobody, bitch. Looked high and low. Still couldn't find nobody. They couldn't find nobody that could do the job. And because Bayard Rustin was implementive, and even though he was a small part in that process, if you look at a bridge or something, bitch, you better make sure you have all the parts. Because if you're missing a part, over time, that structure will get weak and it will collapse. You got to make sure all the parts are there. And because Bayard Rustin played an important part in Black history and Black evolution, that thought about not just Black heterosexual people, but just Blackness in general, was the reason why Martin Luther King was able to have that iconic opportunity to give his I Have a Dream speech and to manifest that. And that's what's happening. Like, girl, like the work ain't done. Get your ass up and do something. Get your ass up and do something. It's funny on how they talk about my generation being bad when they was even worse than us because they never had the power to express themselves into adulthood. That's the problem with our community. Exactly. Y'all know about the comedian Auntie Comedy? Shout out to her. I love her. Her shit be funny, but god damn it, if you look at it spiritually, it's the most toxic shit. You know how many black kids have to deal with their parents talking at them and not to them? Do you know how many black parents have to deal with their kids black kids have to deal with their parents just being just cussing and yelling and screaming and not trying to understand them and do what I tell you because I'm the parent. You're not going to continue this form of dysfunction on me because that's how your ass is talked to. Bitch, we going to have to learn how to change this shit. And just like a lot of people now who are older and talking about the younger generation, y'all motherfuckers was rebellious too. Y'all was following y'all own way too. But there are some people who are all about respectability, politics, and making sure everybody else looks good. Bitch, what about me? Fuck everybody else. Everybody else got to do their own work. I didn't come into the world with everybody else. I came into the world by myself. My main objective is to make sure that BubzDaGawd is good. But by making sure BubzDaGawd is good, I can therefore help other people make sure that they're good. Y'all not implementing that. Y'all want to yell and scream and continue to wait for something outside of you to change this perspective, to change the experience when you have the power alone to do it for your damn self. Like, come the fuck on, y'all. Hashtag Bub said drop the link. We almost done, y'all.
Not gonna be a good thing.
They're gonna get something so sinister.
Yes.
That they didn't ask for.
Yes.
If it succeeds, and then you're gonna come back and do all this complaining.
It's gonna be a soulless creature. It's gonna be a soulless creature.
We don't want to hear your mouth. You know, and then when you hear a lot of ridiculous people, you know, they talk about, like as I said, you know, our us having periods and all this stuff. Well, again, you wouldn't have gotten here without it.
Exactly.
You wouldn't have gotten here without it.
And meanwhile, my ass this whole time is saying, so you're gonna drop the link? You're gonna drop the link? Lance, are you gonna drop the link? Like, bruh, the link, can I get the link? Like, that's all I was saying in the comment section. Can I get the link? Like, can I get the link? Like, are y'all gonna drop the link or no?
You can take all the mess you want
to make
yourself grow breasts and just all of this mess. You do all of that. When
doesn't
you stop
change
taking
anything.
You go back to who nature intended your ass to be.
Exactly.
You go back to it's the same thing with anything. You know, you could have had some dental work done. You take some pain medication. When the pain medication wears off, the pain threshold and all that, it goes back to normal.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does go back to normal because pain is a part of the process. Pain is necessary. If you fell and hit your damn knee, you're going to feel pain. That's just your body responding to it. But guess what? After a while, the pain goes away because pain is only temporary. Amen. So when the pain goes away, they have a brand new, beautiful smile. Meanwhile, motherfuckers walking around with God naturally gave them, girl. Halitosis, goddamn teeth be all fucked up, be looking like goddamn bricks and shit. Breath be smelling like the funk of 40,000 years. Okay, the motherfucking breath be smelling like the back of goddamn Aaron's knee and shit. Just all type of functified. Like, once again, who is trying to compare? Like, girl, who is trying to say who's better than who? It seemed like there's always going to be that one girl who's jealous of the other girl that's prettier than her. Like, girl, love yourself. There are men in the world who gonna love you. The world still supports you. Just like it's women who naturally have little ass booties. They got all type of niggas and living their best life, little booty and all. And yes, there are some women who getting big asses, girl. But once again, they doing it from a place of trying to better themselves, and they don't do it for themselves. If they was getting a bigger ass for themselves, to be look at them and be like, damn, bitch, I'm fine, to help just enhance their beauty, then that's different. But if you're doing it from a place of you want to sit here and put on for other people. You want to get noticed. You're trying to get shows. If you're doing it for something outside of you, of course it's destructive. See, once again, you don't know what a lot of these women's intention are. You just have a broad generalization. You ain't got to get the surgery, sis. You can walk around with your natural body, and God honors that too. But God also honors those who do modify their body, because at the end of the day, the body is from the earth. Okay, it's going to go back to the earth. This is just a shell, and whatever you do with your shell is what you do. As long as you're taking care of yourself and doing what needs to be done, you're gonna be all right. But I'm trying to figure out, how are these people who are living in their truth affecting you personally? Because once again, it seems like an insecurity problem. Let's go forward. Hashtag Bub said drop the motherfucking link.
Yes. How you feeling, sis? You know what I'm
I'm
talking
okay, but
about.
I'm just saying
You
it's
feeling
only
sis?
temporary.
Okay.
So when the people
Yes.
want to make like this, no,
Yes.
it's not, because you're taking something again,
Yes.
not natural, to make yourself look like me, but you want to talk.
And
about
they're not built. They're not built for it. Here's
No,
the
no, no,
thing.
no, no. Here's the thing, though. Like, once again, y'all see, I'm not. I feel like this is a trans conversation because I'm not a trans person. So even take what I say with a grain of salt. Even though I'm looking through the lens of empathy to understand what trans people are going through. See, that's why a T.S. Madison and a Hope Giselle are in the world, to help you understand. Like, there are people here who are willing to educate you in a place and help you deal with your shit. Because once again, what does another person emulating a woman, how does that take away from you? Is the fact that some of these niggas want them too, and they know that they are trans women, and the niggas still want to fuck with them anyway, but they don't want to be with you? Like, if that is the thing, then just say that. And if you continue to love yourself, I promise you the universe will bless you with the man of your dreams, who will not only just love you for your physical, but love you for your mental, your emotional, and your spiritual, and be able to nurture you like the queen you deserve to be. Why don't y'all start walking in your queenship? Because when you a queen, you ain't got to worry about nobody else, because you know you come from royalty. There's nothing else someone can say about you. You walk in your royalty, and a queen is not threatened by another queen or another person's presence, because when they know who they are and what they walk in, they can also celebrate other queens while still honoring their queenhood. It's possible. I know it's hard. It's possible. Now, for the trans women and the black heterosexual cisgender women who understand LGBT people and use empathy, please have a conversation with these black sisters to help them understand too. Because I'm not a black woman. I'm not a black female. I'm not trying to be. Okay, I'm speaking about gay LGBT. That's what I'm talking about. Let's continue forward. What happened? I'm still playing. Oh.
They're not built for it. And you know what? You talk about pain threshold. Listen, that's a powerful statement, okay? Because if they had to go through the pain of labor and delivery, listen, if for nothing else, I wish they could deliver one. I wish they could. I wish they could try to make them deliver one, because men are not built for that kind of pain. Okay? They're strong, and they're built to withstand certain kinds of pain. But look, I don't really believe that the universe and Mother Nature and the Creator made them equipped to withstand that kind of pain. I really don't think so. So that's not something that they're ready for at all. They're not ready for that, you know.
Well, you know what? They they contend that they are.
Mm-mm.
But again, they're gonna have something to come out that looks treacherous.
Mm-hmm.
So even when you think about, and you know what, Empress Elegy, it is really the transgendered women per se, and not necessarily the women who become men. It's not them who are becoming the problems. It's these others,
right? Yes, indeed.
That want to talk about us like we are nothing.
Yes,
but yet you trying to look like me.
Mm-hmm.
And then you say, well, ever since I was 5, I thought I was okay. Do you know what comes with being a woman? It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about this real quick. Man and woman is a social construct. Boys are supposed to like blue. Boys are supposed to wear jeans. Boys are supposed to wear pants. Boys are supposed to play with G.I. Joes. Boys are supposed to play with guns. Girls are supposed to like pink. Girls are supposed to wear dresses and skirts. Girls are supposed to play with Barbies. Those are social constructs. Okay? Male and female deals with the biology. Okay? These are trans women. They are assimilating to the cultural view of women. That's what they're doing. And some of them have a powerful level of imagination and manifestation to where they literally can manifest the reality of giving the appearance of being a woman. And they also know that they are not they're not genetically female. They say they're trans women. That's why they say they're trans women. They're not trying to be women. They are trans women. That's all that it is. And once again, y'all need to be secure with yourselves because y'all the ones that can produce. Y'all the ones that naturally have everything that God has given you, right? So honor yourself in that. And if another motherfucker is trying to emulate you, that doesn't take away from who you are. Because if it came to a level where it was probably equal, then you would feel even less about yourself. And that seems like that's a personal problem. That's something that you're going to have to work out within yourself so that you can better your damn self. Okay? Damn.
You say you up for the job, but okay. Still, don't minimize who I am because you're trying to blend in. And I think
they just firing back because you talking shit. Well, you a man, but you a man though. But like, nah, you a man. Y'all start the shit first. So don't get mad when they get back at your ass and say, bitch, don't be mad because your nigga want me too. The fuck, talk to your nigga.
Woman needed help. You all weren't here to help this woman.
Yes, exactly.
And then none of you all have lifted a finger to help with this woman's child.
Exactly.
But yet, we are the imminent enemy, and you're calling people turf. Well, if that's what I am, that's what I am.
So be it.
I am a natural woman.
That's right.
Natural woman.
That's right.
And we praise God for that. The Lord still is good. You can be natural.
The
praise Him.
indoctrination with our children. This is why a parent's job is a lot of work, and we have got to stop being lazy.
And grandparents.
That is true, because y'all lazy as fuck. Y'all have been lazy as hell.
We were like, oh, we're a grandparent. Oh, I'm so glad because now I don't have to raise that child. I can pass it back on to mommy and daddy. Not in this day and age. Not in this day and age. Nowadays.
Now here's the thing, because my question comes up. Here's the thing, though, too. Like, once again, y'all not even trying to understand the children. Like, y'all sit here and say you want to have the kids, you bring the kids into the world, and let's say the kids happen to be a trans experience. The kids happen to be a gay experience naturally. Because, like, for me, it was natural. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. It was natural for me. You can sit up here and try to look at it as much as you want to, but as far as my experience, BubzDaGawd, I'm with me 24/7. Y'all only just going off of ignorant ass assumptions and shit. I know about me. I was gay at a young age. So when these children come into the world and they have these things, are you going to love them? Are you going to support them? Are you going to try to understand them? Or are you going to sit here and demonize them? Are you going to sit here and try to put the pastor on them and the church on them? Are you going to sit here and put a goddamn witch doctor on them to throw some leaves and oil and shit around? Shout out to the witch doctors because I understand the metaphysical game. Praise the Lord. But are you going to have them do that? Are you going to kick them out? Are you going to call them all type of derogatory terms? Are you going to beat them? Like there's literally been parents who have killed their children because they were LGBT. Not because their children was LGBT, but because what people was going to think about them as parents. What the people going to say about me. And the people who saying shit about you can't even have a hold on their own goddamn kids or know their own goddamn kids. And you need to be glad that there are people in the world who understand themselves to be able to help gay children. Because guess what? My phone ring off the hook all the time because I am also a spiritual advisor. I have a whole bunch of LGBT people that reach out to me and heterosexual who help me who want me to help them deal with their thoughts in reference to self-love. And I've heard so many stories. Like I said, Scurv, why not have a live where you can have people up there from the LGBT community to share their experiences about what happens when shit like this, the rhetoric that you're spewing, actually affects them personally? How many motherfucking Christmases and Thanksgivings and fucking birthdays they had to miss because they're not allowed to be a part of the family anymore because they're a disgrace. Like, y'all gonna have to do the work too. Y'all gonna have to motherfucking do some work too. Y'all not exempt. I'm sorry. Y'all gonna have to drop the victimhood type of mentality and find the self-empowerment. There was so much victimhood going on in slavery because that was the ideology, that was the life of slaves. But there was some slaves who said, bitch, there has to be something better than this. And because they said there has to be something better than this, we both me and Liz and Lance have the ability right now to have our black asses going. Okay, have a good night, Rico. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate it. I know you probably getting stressed out, smoking up all your blunt hearing this shit. We almost done. Cause it's the last thing. Cause I asked this real question. After that, then we're gonna be done. Y'all can go ahead and watch the rest of the video in your leisure. I already gave this shit almost 3 hours. It is what it is. Let's go ahead and watch it. Actually, I'm gonna stop talking. Here we go. So here's the question that I asked. Okay, before we go forward, I said, here's the real question. What is the fear, okay, surrounding LGBT? Like the true fear. See, people fear what they don't understand and they hate what they fear. Very fear based conversation y'all are having. I'm going to say it again. Here is the real question. What is the fear surrounding LGBT? Like the true fear. People fear what they don't understand and they hate what they fear. Very fear-based conversation y'all are having. And Liz is going to drop and touch on that. Okay, here we go.
We have to be right there with mommy and daddy, you know, and sometimes mommy and daddies don't like it because they feel like you're trying to usurp their power, you know. No, you're not doing that. You're just making sure that your voice is also heard, because things that mommy and daddy might miss, I will catch. You know what I'm saying? And we have to, we listen, we can't sit back on our hunches now and say, let them raise the children by themselves. Grandparents are needed nowadays.
That is true. I
Truly
agree.
needed.
I agree with that. That's true.
You know, it's interesting. I'm looking here at the screen
She
and I
about to
see a
answer my
comment
question.
that Lance has stopped on. I don't know if you see that one. He
I
says,
see it.
what is the fear surrounding LGBT? There's no fear. Question. That first question was answered. There's
What?
no fear here.
What?
People fear what they don't understand and they hate what they fear. Very fear-based conversation. No one's having a fear-based conversation.
Right.
The conversation is about them speaking ill of natural women. That is the
Exactly.
conversation.
But if you know who you are as a woman, why would you allow that to bother you? If you know who you are as a woman, if you know who you are as a female and your queenhood and all the queenhood that Mother Nature, that God, Source Universe has naturally, as y'all throw out, blessed you with, then why do you feel some type of way about that? There is fear behind that because, once again, there are people who are secure and there are people who are insecure. And when you're insecure, it's from the lens of fear. Like I said, people fear what they don't understand and they hate what they fear. Y'all not even willing to have a conversation about what's going on because y'all want to believe this narrative that you have so believed in your mind and then challenge anything that tries to challenge that perspective of your security and then get feel some type of way when a motherfucker hit a nerve. Let's finish.
That has nothing to do with fear. Baby, one who is unnatural in her femininity, she is no threat to me. Ever.
Amen.
Ever.
Ever.
Ever, bitch. The minute you pull my blood, my DNA reads woman.
Amen.
That's
Okay.
right.
Okay.
2,000%.
That's right.
So no, there's no fear over here. But what we don't like is the usherance of a movement over people who are me, natural. That's what we don't like.
Fear. Again, fear. If you drawing your blood and baby, every scientist you go to in the world, around the world, it still says the same thing. 100% female, and that's who you are, then you shouldn't feel threatened by someone who is in your likeness. You shouldn't feel threatened about that. You shouldn't even be up here talking about that and how dare he does this and how dare he does that. If he doesn't understand, just be like, bitch, I ain't got to say nothing. My existence speaks for itself. There's nothing I have to say. I have nothing to say because I know who I am. But see, y'all not doing that because there's something in you that you feel like you're lacking. And you feel some type of way because there are other people who were once lacking and was able to manifest something, and you're upset because they were able to do it in such a beautiful manner to where they can perfectly emulate woman, which is a social construct, not trying to replace women, because women are going to be naturally desired by heterosexual men. And there are some men who are going to like trans women. Once again, love for everybody. That does not exclude you. It includes you. If anything, it helps weed out the individuals that are for you from the ones who are not for you, or the ones who are going to deceive you because they're dealing with a lack of self-love. Let's go.
Now, if you want to call that fear, then you get it how you live. But there's no fear over here because I'm a woman.
Amen.
A natural woman.
Natural woman.
A natural woman. And I'm
Exactly. There you phenomenally a natural woman.
Phenomenally.
Indeed. Indeed.
So there's no fear over here.
Well said.
And I will say this: guess what? Y'all can sit up here, and I'm for it. I'm for Black women standing in their queenhood and all that stuff. And you naturally, phenomenally a woman, and that's fine. The universe understands that and honors that. But what I want y'all to understand is that the universe gonna honor that and then some. Okay, everybody getting a slice of the happiness pie. Y'all need to stop being greedy with it. Okay, God is gonna, what God has for you is for you. Nobody can tear you asunder from that except you. So if you actually love yourself, you'll actually manifest it, as opposed to getting mad at other people who manifest it in an unnatural way, as y'all like to say. Let's continue forward.
Indeed. Yes, indeed. There is no fear.
Let's put it up there, but you're saying that, but no one ever wants to discuss about all of the agendas that's being put out on the children.
But then I said, drop the link though, because I do want to. That's why I'm here, to talk. I mean, that's the purpose. I'm here to talk, right? That's why I said drop the link. That's why it says hashtag Bub said drop the link. But see, when I drop the link, y'all ain't want to talk. Why is that? Y'all saying y'all don't. Let's have a real well, let's have all the conversations. Is what I'm saying. I'm down for that conversation too. All I'm saying is let's have all the conversations. We can include that conversation too if you want to, because I'm pretty sure there's a level of understanding that can be established there. But also understand we're gonna talk about my shit too, because that's in the intersection of Blackness that y'all are misconstruing and that y'all are sitting here and being ignorant about. Okay, let's continue forward.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, it's fear because for children, in the sense that children are sponges, they absorb everything around them. We know that. All parents know that.
And then children have the ability to be able to take what they want and leave the rest alone. Like
naturally, and decide whatever they like.
Wait. We gonna hear. What she say? Listen.
It's fear because for children, in the sense
it wasn't
that
fear, but now it's fear.
Sponges, they absorb everything around them. We know that. All parents know that. Okay.
Indeed.
So maybe we want our children to grow up naturally and decide whatever they like, and whatever they pick, we still love them.
What the fuck? Did you just hear that? Let me repeat that. What did you just say, my sister? What?
Children, in the sense that children are sponges, they absorb everything around them. We know that. All parents know that. Okay.
Indeed.
So maybe we want our children to grow up naturally and decide whatever they like, and whatever they pick, we still love them.
What? So let them grow up naturally, and then they decide what they want to do and pick, and then we'll love them no matter what. Okay, what I want y'all to understand is that being a gay child growing up, there was no representation of LGBT for me. I grew up watching all of the childhood classic movies that a lot of people still have nostalgia about today. The Lion King with Simba and Nala, male, female. These are not even human beings, bitch. These are lions we talking about now. Between the Lions, all that. Okay? You have Toy Story with Woody and Bo Peep. Right? You have motherfucking Snow White. She's the lost princess, and he's the prince. You have Cinderella. The prince has to find a woman who can fit this damn shoe, this size 7 in this glass slipper. Like, we grew up with heterosexual images. We grew up with heterosexual experiences. We grew up around other people who were heterosexual, and still LGBT was there. I want y'all to understand, like I said before, y'all can sit here and go to Africa and completely wipe out every fucking trace of LGBT plus in motherfucking Africa, and then build a Wakanda shield around Africa. I guarantee you that gay life will be produced in there. Why? Because it is a part of nature. Because the fact that we are here proves that. The fact that we exist proves that. Once again, if Mother Nature felt some type of way, Mother Nature don't need your help. She would do what she needs to do to rectify the things, right? But the fact that we're here, and there are some people who are exceeding y'all expectations of what y'all believe and transcending that, and because y'all viewpoint can't look that high, maybe you need glasses. Is glaucoma kicking in? Is it still 2020? Or was it some other shit? Do we need to call the optometrist? Do we need to do something with the eyes? Let us know. Let us know. So that you don't end up on the goddamn freeway and get into an accident because you can't see, and now other people fucked up because you ain't get no glasses. You man. Let's continue.
How about that?
Exactly.
See, that's the real tea.
That's the real tea.
BubzDaGawd.
I'll be right back, guys.
BubzDaGawd.
Yes, he said
that's
you
the
wanted,
real tea.
you wanted to drop the link. I guess you wanted to come on in. This is your show, Lizzabitty. Would you like to speak to him?
No, I need to speak to him. But that's the real tea.
Right. Because you
See,
know.
So here it is. He just said, he asked me to drop the link. Do you want me to drop the link? Well, first of all, Lance, nigga, this is your goddamn show. This your damn show. And I ain't just talking to Liz. I'm talking to Liz. I'm talking to Lance. And I'm talking to the other sister on the phone. And anybody in the chat. I'm talking to anybody who wants to have the conversation. And you say, well, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. I said, drop the link so we can talk about it, baby. And you don't want to talk to me because you want to control the narrative, and you want to continue to look at it once again through the lens of pain and trauma and ignorance and insecurity. That's what you're looking at it from. And baby, BubzDaGawd is going to bring clarity. I mean, what's the problem? It's just one person and all of y'all. What can little old me do, right? I'm short in real life. What can I do? Please.
people like to throw a lot of these types of conversations, Lance, out, or trigger words, if you will, as if when we get to talking and having discussions like that. Go over there and ask them what's their fear of natural men and women.
I said drop the motherfucking link, and we could have talked about that, but y'all didn't want to talk about that. I said drop the link so that whatever questions you have and whatever it is that you want to get cleared up, we can actually clear the motherfucking thing up. I asked y'all to drop the link, but you ain't want to talk to me. You ain't want to say shit to me. You had the opportunity. You ain't had to go to no other platform. You ain't had to go searching for nobody. A homosexual showed up right there. Look at manifestation. Look at God. Right there to have the conversation right there. To talk about it right there. But just like a lot of my black brothers and sisters, unfortunately, have been doing due to ignorance when it comes around sexuality, y'all have failed to meet the assignment, and y'all keep failing to meet the assignment. And until y'all actually meet the assignment, the black community at large is not going to be able to really go anywhere, because you need everybody now. You need us now. You need LGBT people of color now. Too many of our black brothers have succumbed to violence and death by our own hands, as far as black killing black. Because I'm having an in-house conversation. I know what white America is doing. We know this for 500 plus years. I'm saying the niggas is fucking around and doing the shit the white people want us to do. So since there's so many goddamn young ass bodies in the goddamn street, and unfortunately there will be more until we have this conversation, y'all need us. Y'all need LGBT people, because once again, we can bring something that maybe y'all don't see that actually benefits all of blackness. Even the smallest parts are important, especially if it calls for it, because if it didn't call for it, it wouldn't fucking be here. Let's go.
There you go.
Go ask them that.
Wow.
I mean, I'm just asking.
That's true. That's true.
But I'm
I
trying
mean,
to
we
tell you.
we can reverse whatever you say. Remember the last time yes is no and no is yes.
Well, no. Well, my thing is, I want to know what the hell the yes mean and the no mean. That's all I'm asking. That's what I want to know. I want to ask some questions too. I want to talk too.
Go ask those same questions to those folks.
That's true.
And then ask them, why are they on black men who want to continue the natural order of a family structure? This has nothing to do with anybody else, except propaganda that's being put out into all facets of society, even here. Because I'll tell you something. I have been coming to this country for 16 plus years. I had a conversation with Sly months ago about this, Lance, that the first time I came here back in 2005, you would not see the alphabet game out like this.
Of course, girl, we were still in the closet. Y'all still was controlling the narrative. Y'all was still using intimidation. Y'all was still doing y'all supremacy shit against us. Y'all kept people in the closet, girl. Y'all was killing motherfuckers if they walked in their truth. But of course, there's always a change of awareness to where people start realizing who they are. And the fact that we were able to also be in a world that once again does not understand us and chooses to not understand us. And God still bless us anyhow. And a lot of motherfuckers be like, Lord, how is they still getting blessed, Father? And meanwhile, we doing what we supposed to do and we not getting blessed because it ain't genuine and authentic. Y'all don't really love y'all damn selves like you say you do. You want someone outside of you to validate that. But when you validate yourself, the world opens up to you because it understands you. Girl.
We're hidden.
And explain the country you're talking about.
This is a Muslim country. Okay.
Yeah, explain the country you're talking about to those who don't know.
The UAE.
Okay, good.
Now we fast forward to 2021.
Correct.
I was just out earlier. And it's becoming habitual. You know how, Lance, you used to go to the nightclubs and you would see people putting posters and little cards on your car about different parties, different events and things like that?
Yes,
those little cards they would put on under your windshield. Well, here, they're doing that now. Not only are they doing it to sell sex, but also just Decepticons. Where before, in 2005, you would have never seen that.
Oh, you would never seen that because here's the thing. Ask yourself why these people had to resort to sex work in order to survive. Because once again, they couldn't get a job because they were trans. They couldn't get a residency because they're trans. At that time, it was more ignorant. There was a lot of ignorance going on, a lot of pain, a lot of ignorance. Now we're getting to a better place. Praise the Lord. Okay? It was a place of pain and ignorance. So a lot, and some of that stuff was actually going on. It's just the fact that now people are dealing with their pain and ignorance and having to transition that and transcend a world that does not support them. And sometimes they got to get it how they live. Sex is the oldest profession. Fuck just trans. It's motherfuckers having sex to feel good. To feel good. These people that go out here and get prostitutes or whatever, they're doing that to escape their reality. Okay? So maybe if there was some shit going on at the house and was actually working on that, then maybe they wouldn't have to resort to going out and finding women and Decepticons. If there was no Decepticons or deception going on in the household, if there was more conversations in the household, if people would be real in the household, then they wouldn't have to go out looking for that escape.
So this usherance is worldwide.
Yes, usherance.
Now, it may have taken 16 years to perpetuate it, but it's moving. The ticker's moving all around the globe. It's all around the globe. So no one fears the alphabet and game. No. But I find it egregious, just as my brother said, in the sense that how do you have more rights then a race of people who were hosed down, had dogs put on them.
Does she not forget that we
basic,
black?
basic.
Does she forget that we still
What
black?
we call freedom.
Does she still forget that we still black? I mean, did she forget that we understand that experience too? That experience hits close to home for us as well. Like I'm confused.
But that never happened to you. But you want to equate your struggle to mine. Fuck that. Fuck it.
And you said it so sweetly.
See how they cussing now? They mad because I didn't hit a nerve, baby. I didn't hit a nerve.
So when I say, and I want us to have our own, the natural game, we're gonna have our own game. It's gonna be the natural game.
It's called heterosexuality, Liz. Come on, and come on, girl. What are you talking about? Niggas love their mama. I love mine. So please, what is going on? What is the problem? What is the issue? What's up, sis? Talk to me. Hashtag Bub said drop the link.
What do you fear? Ask that question. What do they fear? See, a lot of folks are living, they are not living in their truth. In that, even if they go and make these just transformational changes to their bodies, and they walk up to Empress Ella G, they, even if you became friends, let's say for 5, 10, 15 years, they're never going to say to you, this is who I was, per se, like this. A lot of them
true.
By
Wait, what she say? Because I was looking at the comment that somebody said to me, but that's when I was in the car driving. I had to leave the video for a while. Oh shit! Okay, here we go. Come on.
Long kill the stress today.
My ass. I think I fucked it up. I think I was like 30 something. Hold on, y'all. We coming. Okay, here we go.
Truth. In that, even if they go and make these just transformational changes to their bodies, and they walk up to Empress Ella G, they, even if you became friends, let's say for 5, 10, 15 years, they're never going to say to you, this is who I was, per se, like this. A lot of them
true.
By diminishing the natural woman,
yes,
you get to live that way.
Yes.
What? Yes.
Absolutely.
Baby.
Yes.
I don't know. You know, one of the things that I thought about, you know, as you were talking earlier, that I really feel like needs to be said, it's the insult also to the natural woman who can't have children, you know, who desperately wants to have a child, or they go through miscarriage after miscarriage after miscarriage, and just the frustration and the heartache and the, you know, the emptiness that they feel. Natural women, this to me is an absolute insult to those women. Trust and know, it's an insult.
But then y'all feel some type of way about these artificial wombs being created, because once again you're looking at it just as trans people are going to have these quote unquote womb implants. What about, like you just said, the women who cannot have children, who unfortunately were born barren, who don't have the natural ability to produce children? Do they not deserve to have children, or did the natural order tell them that they can't have children? Like, y'all gonna have to work harder. Y'all gonna have to work harder. Your arguments are not anywhere that's factual. You're speaking from a place of hurt and from pain, not a place of clarity. And on top of that, you're speaking also for another group of women that's not even on the thing. I would take into consideration if a woman who was actually barren was talking to me, because that was her experience. Y'all don't have that problem. So it's so funny that y'all sitting here and talking about everybody. You can talk for the women you can talk for women who are barren, as well as talk for gay people too, and trans. Oh my God, y'all is really just on some other stuff, ain't y'all?
It is. I didn't even think about that, but you're right. Go ahead, Lance.
Yeah. The thing too, how the black man or the black male in their case, right? They don't see how they're used by the elite to be the dookie stick for their movement.
The dookie stick.
And because they feel as though, oh, I'm accepted on this side of town with the alphabet gang. They don't love you.
See, once again, ain't nobody trying to see y'all trying to be validated by white people. So of course you're gonna look at it through the viewpoint of that. We're trying to be validated by white people. We're not trying to have a conversation about the white alphabet gang. We're having a conversation about black people and black queerness and the intersection of LGBT and blackness. That's what the fuck we're talking about, Lance. That's why I told your ass to drop the motherfucking link so that we can have the real ass conversation. Because once again, y'all get to control the narrative. Y'all get to put what the fuck y'all want to put up and don't want to be challenged. Well, I'm sorry. Like I said, every time y'all open y'all mouth and say something about LGBT, BubzDaGawd is going to be there to keep the foot on y'all neck until y'all invite us to the cookout. We invited to the cookout, baby. We have a right to be here. Let's continue. And then after what he says, I'm done because, like I said, this is about to be 3 hours. They're gonna continue to talk about some other stuff, and I guess go back into some women things. I'm not a female, and I'm not a trans woman, so that's not my conversation. But anyway, let's continue.
You don't partake in whatever game, steal or rob or rape. They're the elite.
The rape, what?
And they'll want to make you and a few feel as though, well, if I run with them, I can get to that way of living, the affluence and the money, and you're not part of that. They're not accepting black men en masse who may call themselves gay in that world, and that's where the pain comes when you realize.
Talking about mask? Wait. You said what?
Well, if I run with them, I can get to that way of living, the affluence and the money, and you're not part of that. They're not accepting black men en masse who may call themselves gay in that world, and that's where the pain comes when you realize you're not really accepted.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them,
and not only are we not accepted, they might fucked up again. And not only are we not accepted by the outside, we ain't accepted by y'all. Y'all acting as if though y'all motherfuckers accept us, that this is a safe space for gayness and queerness and all that shit. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Grandparents.
Okay, yeah, my bad. We here. Okay, where we at? My bad. We gotta get back to where we was. Damn.
I was just out.
Okay, girl. We talked about the fear narrative, girl. The fear shit. Okay.
the black man.
Did you just say that already? Hold on.
Take in whatever game, steal or en masse who may call themselves gay in that world, and that's where the pain comes when you realize you're not really accepted.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them don't understand that if they say there's a black same gender loving movement, that ain't the same as this LGBT on a higher levels. Because like I always say, you go on their side of town and they accept your black ass because you look good for the statistics or look good for the soundbite or the photo opportunity. But when you go home, they don't care about you. When you're depressed and on drugs and suicidal,
you don't care about us either.
You talk about this trans agendered killings and different things. The aspect of it you have to understand is, aside from you abandoning what you can't change, because you know you can flip that switch on at a moment's notice and put a little more bass in your voice. But see, you can't change being black. True. So you say that we have a black movement and we're envious of the gay movement. Well, you ain't black no more? You can't get killed by the cops no more?
Not only that, but we don't get it from y'all. Y'all don't see our blackness no more because you want us to be black only. That's the thing, not black first. You want us to be black only. You don't want anything gay or feminine when it comes to men associated or connected to it. That's the issue and the problem. Let's just, like I said, really call it out for what it is. Y'all having these crazy ass statements that make no fucking sense. Once again, you're a heterosexual person speaking about something LGBT. You're not a part of the experience, so how can you really talk about it? On top of that, I am a black man as well, so I understand, once again, energetically what's happening with blackness, but I also understand that y'all are giving us the same fucking heat and fever that white supremacy and white patriarchy is given to the black community. I want y'all to understand that. It might be a hard pill to swallow because you feel like because we've been ostracized and talked about and demonized that there's no way that we can do that because of what we've been through. Yes, it is. And when you don't heal from your shit, you end up becoming worse. That's why they don't want us to have the conversation. That's why they want us to continue to do what we're doing. Well, you go over there, and then I'm gonna go over here, and then we're gonna talk about each other and strengthen the lines of division. That's how niggas get killed. Don't you fucking look at the streets? These niggas talk about each other in songs and all this shit from afar, and then catch niggas slipping, and then kill them, and then start this whole cycle of death and destruction. That not only deals with the people who are getting killed, as far as in those pain trauma bonds with those connections in the gangs, but they end up killing innocent people who was actually trying to live their best life. And unfortunately was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Bitch, how the fuck me being in bed, getting ready to go to bed so I can go to school tomorrow and get my education? How is that me being in the wrong place at the wrong time? And then on top of that, had a nerve to motherfucking put this nigga on a shirt and say, free him. Wow, you want to free, bitch? What is it in the Bible, girl? Do y'all want to free Jesus or do you want to free Barabbas? And guess who the people chose to free? Can you guess who it was?
You can't get turned down for a job anymore. Well, of course, they favor those who are not threatening to their women and their power structure because you already have submitted your manhood. You're a black male, but you're not a black man. A black man is for the black family. Doesn't mean you hate your aunts and cousins and sisters and brothers. I'm not saying that. But that institution that we have survived and brought through slavery and all these things we've been through, we're finally here. Now there's another attack.
Now there's another individual who, as well, his name is Black Lion. Okay. Now Black Lion was an individual who also came up on the panel 4 years ago when Conscious TV was the guest or the co-host on the show called Homos and Hoteps. And the first thing this nigga said when he got up there was, look, I'm gonna let y'all know, y'all touch my goddamn kids, you know, I got the stick for y'all. Like what y'all favorite rappers got, I got too. To try to use an intimidation tactic. And even in this comment here, he said, don't touch the kids or push that rhetoric on them and you're fine. Real men carry big sticks that hit close up or from a distance. What was the point of that? See, once again, when you lack in logic, you have to sit here and intimidate. That's what niggas who are insecure do. That's what they do. That was a very insecure thing to say. Like, you're already going to violence. And see, it's niggas like this who listen to Lance Scurv and Lizzie spit their rhetoric that actually go out into the world and actually hurt people because of their misconceptions. And I hope that the stick that you carrying that hit close up from a distance, I hope you use them same goddamn weapons on the motherfucking uncle in the motherfucking in the family who's a known convicted pedophile. I hope that same stick hit his ass too. Regardless of the sexuality, don't touch the kids at all. So make sure that stick hits the LGBT community as well as the heterosexual community as well. Then you cool with me. But don't be using it as a way to intimidate people as if though if they come up there and they're part of the community that it's a rhetoric. No, y'all niggas pulling guns on us for us just being ourselves. Anybody touching your motherfucking kids? I know I'm not. The fuck? Let's continue forward. Shit.
Act on it. You should be trying to preserve that. Do what you do, whatever, behind closed doors. We all got what we do behind closed doors.
Yes.
Should not
I
be
love that
important.
analysis.
You're also focused on the sex part. Like, gay people are more than just sex. The fuck?
What you are, how the world sees you. And you think they give you a permanent pass when you go into their world and you're accepted as a gay man.
Girl, y'all insecure, girl. Y'all so desperately want to be affirmed by white America. It's ridiculous.
Path. Only valid until they get where they have to go. Because when you give that cop your license, when he pulls you over, he doesn't look at the tone of his voice and the stickers on the car. They'll fear that more than you having a sticker on the back promoting the black family, the red, black, and green colors. They'll respect that more in that engineered world because they know if you're about that there may be more unity coming against them. So you run to that because you feel it's safer.
Yeah. What the fuck? What the fuck? What in the fuck?
And there's a spiritual price to pay There is a spiritual price to pay. See, you can go against nature for a very long time, but it's just a matter of time before it catches up with you. You can be a chain for a time and think you're getting away with it, but it's only a matter of time that it catches up with you. You can be a serial womanizer, sleeping with everybody in sight, and go on for years and sometimes decades. But there's one time you wake up and you know something's wrong with your body. You can't get away with it, but for so long before it catches up. And it may not catch up with you in this lifetime. And I'm not picking on that one segment, but we are talking about that now. This goes for everybody. Talk about that part too. Don't just take parts of a video to string something together when I have been completely thorough in my explanation.
Girl, you mad. Girl, you mad. Girl, you mad. I literally sat there and listened to your whole entire video. That's why my lives be so damn long. So my lives be so long. I'll be doing this shit for 3, 4, 5 hours. Not even 5 hours, but 3, 4 hours. I'll be doing this commentary. How about you? See, once again, all this shit can be resolved if you drop the fucking link, nigga. All this shit could be resolved if you drop the fucking link, bitch. Hashtag Bub said drop the link. Hashtag Bub said drop the link. I asked you to drop the link. Now y'all want to continue and give this passionate ass speech and feel some type of way when, nigga, you had the opportunity to quote unquote be a man and have the real ass conversation, because men don't run from shit, right? If a motherfucker pull up, ain't a man gonna fucking pull up and protect, or pull up and be like, what's up? Once again, I came onto your turf. I didn't ask you to come to me. I went to you. I was in your domain. I was where you're at. And you still didn't drop the motherfucking link. But that's okay. One day you will. Trust me, you will.
I'm not gonna sound like a white man who, well, some of my best friends are black. No, but I've said it time and time before, and there are many gay and lesbian people who listen to this show who knows I will not see anybody bring harm on them. But I'm not backing up from what you haven't awakened from to see what it really is.
What? You just said that you don't want no harm done to them, but yet when I asked you to drop the link, you ain't want to talk. Like, everything will go back to drop the link. Like, once again, just drop the link, bro. At this point, I'm sounding like an echo chamber. Drop the link. Drop the link. Just drop the fucking link.
It's not about you as somebody who just got to this planet 25 years ago.
The ageism.
Age is that don't see what's going on. You come to a brand new city, but you don't know what it was 50 years ago and the struggles of what people had to go through to get it to that point. You can walk through neighborhoods now and you don't know the blood that was dropped and the lives that were given to be able to do that. But you come new now and want to believe all the other New Jack agendas that are here seeping into the mind of the subconscious of our children. And you was only born. This is not a generational thing. I just happened to get here a little bit before you. But how are you going to walk into the movie an hour and a half late and tell me what happened when I was here all this time?
Because you're not the only motherfucker that might be interested in the movie. Some motherfuckers do research. Some motherfuckers actually read the stories, are familiar with the movie, okay? And usually when you go to the movies, they end up fucking some shit up and adding something new. But still, you understand the basis of it, okay? Once again, you're not the only person. Now, y'all the one that threw up ageism. But what I need for y'all to understand is that we appreciate you. We thank you for what you have brought, the wisdom and everything. But the new generation is always supposed to do better than you, be smarter than you, know more than you. I mean, isn't that the purpose? Didn't you say that we believe the children are our future, teach them well, and let them lead the way? Just like there's going to come a point in time where the generation after me is going to do things greater than me. That's the point. But see, if you don't love yourself, you can't see that because you feel like you're not needed or that you're excluded. But if you actually love yourself and include yourself, you will see how much of a necessary purpose you are. And not only that, how your purpose is intersected and connected to other people's destinies that transcend all these lines of division, Lance. Hashtag Bub said drop the fucking link.
Right. Go ahead, Joe.
Well said. Exactly.
Okay, and I'm done because I think they talk about some other stuff. Because at this point, I was on my way home, and when I got back to join the conversation, they was talking about something completely different. So, once again, I want y'all to go over here and watch the video for yourself. I encourage you to. Don't even take my word for it. Go over there and watch the video and see for yourself. That's what I want you to do. Okay. That's the thing. Even though they're speaking ignorantly, I want you to go hear for yourself so that you know. Study to show thyself approved. Don't be like a lot of these people who just spit rhetoric that other people say, but don't even come back with validation to back it up. And then when you challenge them and logically, okay, there's more awareness than that they have because they're still living in the 1975 bubble, girl. And they're afraid to come to 2021 that they have to now use fear tactics in order to control the conversation. That's when you know you're dealing with somebody who ignorant. When they have to threaten you or they have to downplay you. Ain't nobody downplaying nobody. Like I said, I don't give commentary that's to denigrate. When I said drop the link, I wasn't coming over there to be no damn troll. I wasn't coming over there to start no shit. Well, I was trying to start some shit, but start some shit in a way to where it starts a conversation. I wanted to start the amalgamation of love and understanding and clarity. Okay, and find the gray area for all of us. Because once again, I not only see the bigger picture, I see what's behind the bigger picture. Like I said, I'm short. I naturally have a ladder. Okay, what was meant for your evil, God turned it around for your good. So with that said, I want y'all to go ahead, go over to his video. It's called If It Ain't Natural, It Ain't Right. This is from Scurv. This was streamed live 15 hours ago. Go over there, watch the video. And while you watching, just go ahead and please, if you love BubzDaGawd, if you support BubzDaGawd, if you understand where BubzDaGawd is coming from and you see, okay, the intersections and how it affects your ass as part of being LGBT, I want y'all to go over there and drop in the comment section, Bubs said drop the link. Because one of these days, or we're going to have a conversation, and baby, it's going to be hot. It's going to be intense. It's going to be on some passionate stuff, but that's okay. I'm willing to work through all of that, okay? I had a spiritual teacher in my life for 4 years, kept his foot on the neck of my ego, and I'm grateful for it because now I'm learning to do it on my own and find my own identity, so therefore I can show up stronger in the world. And some people just need that. Nobody is taking away your experience. Nobody is saying that y'all are not worthy and that y'all are not validated. But I want y'all to understand that you're not the only ones who deserve to be validated. And the fact that LGBT people of color can validate themselves without y'all help got y'all pressed. And what I'm saying is that instead of being impressed and instead of assuming and getting worked up and building up all this tension in your body off of ignorance, why don't you just drop the link so that we can talk about it? So all the shit that you feel on the inside can be confirmed, can be denied, can be relieved, can be alleviated, can be addressed. Like we can talk about it. But like I said, Bubs said drop the link. Thank y'all for rocking with me for 3 hours and 17 minutes. I really appreciate it. To everybody who's still here, shout out to everybody in the comment section that came through. I really appreciate it. Please like this video and share this video. And every time Lance asks go live about anything LGBT and only LGBT, he be talking about something else, let him talk. But every time he say something in reference to LGBT, hashtag Bub said drop the link. And then once we have this conversation and they still on some type of tip, I'll let it go because at least I had the conversation. Kind of like the narrative of Jesus Christ when he went to Bethlehem and he said he couldn't do no works in Bethlehem because the people simply didn't believe. Doesn't mean that you still don't go there and try to have the conversation. And like I said, there are going to be people who are going to watch the video in the future and is going to understand it. They may not understand it now, but they will eventually understand it because once again, there is a commonality between queerness and blackness. If we can transcend the Pain Olympics part, if we can transcend the insecurity part, if we can transcend the lack of self-love part, I guarantee you that blackness will grow in a monolithic way that supports blackness in all the intersections in a way that we'll be able to be strong enough to support each other and therefore manifest the hope and the dream that our ancestors fucking fought hard for in order for all of blackness, not just heterosexual blackness, but at that point they was thinking about blackness. If you a nigga, you a nigga. Didn't matter if you was gay or whatever. You a nigga. Let's get this shit working. We need to get back to that because the outside world sees us as just that, niggas. We're the ones that's breaking down the intersections and discriminating against each other because once again, we haven't healed. Well, guess what? There's a nigga called BubzDaGawd who was healed ho and is here to offer healing. You ain't got to accept it. You ain't got to receive it. But I'm going to tell you this, whatever you feel and you manifest going forward is all up on you. And don't be mad when there's other people in the world that's LGBT that's motherfucking doing this shit and your ass still sitting back bitter, mad, upset, jaded, confused as hell because you're wondering how God blessing these motherfuckers because they love themselves. How about you try it? Anyway, thank y'all. I appreciate it. Hitler 9000, God loves you. Okay? There are other people who have had the same experiences and who have transcended that and have become better and have healed. And guess what? That can also be your reality because there might be somebody in this world who will come into your life who've been through the exact same thing that you've been through. And you might be the closest representation of Christ and of a healed version of what you've been through that will be influential for them. Just like LGBT representation is for the LGBT children who did not have the opportunity to see themselves and therefore they become depressed because they feel like they're alone. And I am here to let them know they're not alone. The heterosexual children are going to be heterosexual. It is what it is. If they like, they're going to like what they're going to like. But it's not just heterosexual children. There are LGBT children as well that deserve to have a right. And you're going to have to love to learn yourself before y'all end up manifesting gay children in your life because that's what's going to happen spiritually. Once again, what you resist is going to always persist. And the only way you're going to alleviate this whole gay thing that's in your face is to actually love, include it. And that's when you take away the power. The reason why it has so much quote unquote power is because you give it power because you don't love yourself. But if you love yourself and offer love to them, I guarantee you the commentary, the conversation, the connections will be different and it will be heartfelt and it will be genuine. So Lance, Liz, and all the people that's over there, if you're really about community, it's time for y'all to motherfucking walk it like you goddamn talk it. Drop the fucking link. Y'all have a good night.